We're live now, bitch.
Hello! Welcome to Adventures in Aanthara. This is, if I'm not mistaken, session 26.
That is math, yeah.
The second quarter century we have now entered. Quick recap. There's really not too much to recap following the completion of the party's first foray, or arc, if you will, and defeat of a hag that had been spreading blight and blightlings around the northwest part of Kathos. But there have been some small things. You all buried some lost. You had a lovely dinner and sleepover with I don't know if you can call her an old friend, but with Frida Grasswhistle. A friend, I think you could now call her. Had some good talks with her. And then began making your way back towards civilization, up the Long Bend River. Stopped your way off at a curious wall that turned out to be a door, which you managed to open through some nifty language translations and Brightwing's book, which is pretty fortunate that she found. And then figured out some additional puzzles inside to unlock some sort of vault that had a magical shield, which was acquired and now is worn on the arm of one Eclipse, Benoît. And then had to immediately exit the vault because it closed itself. And apparently the key with which you unlocked it seems to now be inert, so you may not be able to get back in at this particular moment. TBD if and when you could. Before we actually start... Oh, never mind. Someone already did it. I was going to say I forgot to start Speed. With Speed going, what would you all like to do as you float your way out of the river and onto the lake and see the docks of Soffeld? Back at civilization. It is late morning on a Wednesday.
Guys, I just want to say I literally almost cried when he said we're going back to Soffeld. It's been so long. Anyways, that's all. Please continue.
Yep.
I think Eclipse is gonna kind of beeline to going to park the canoe at the dock, so I can go check on Crater.
Okay.
With Alan?
Alan! That's
Alan!
it.
Yes.
Alan!
Alan!
Really?
Alan!
Is everybody else going with?
Oh shit! I need to go say hi to Fennel.
Yeah.
She has my stuff.
Oh shit, you're right.
Yeah, I sort of was like, yeah, we'll be gone 2 days.
We'll be gone a week and a half, maybe longer. Who fucking knows?
How long have we been gone?
man.
Been gone a while.
10 days?
Yeah,
2 weeks?
probably.
How long have you been gone? Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Yeah.
You have been gone from Soffeld since...
Since you've been gone.
Wow.
better. Yeah.
Almost 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Yep.
What?
Yep. You left on the 2nd, and it is the 24th. Oh, it's been more than 3 weeks. It's been 22 days.
Oh, so much on backstable taxes. And
Yeah.
No idea.
Oh boy.
I got it. Probably.
I have no money.
Wait,
Wait, maybe.
You don't use money, it's fine.
I don't use money,
True.
but I don't know. Let me check.
Yeah.
Hater has been eclipseless for 3 weeks.
Oh
run
no, I have
to-
a lot
I
of
have to
money.
go
I
check
have a
this
lot of
out.
money. Oh no, this is the wrong character. Too many campaigns.
Oh, yeah. I can't believe I didn't think about this. Hey, Matt.
Mhm.
What is the general populace's reaction to Lucy?
Oh.
Oh, gosh.
As she lumbers through the city streets.
Oh, no.
Okay,
like,
so
on the
you guys,
dock in general.
you park your canoes, get up onto the docks.
Come on, Luce.
There are a number of people who just stare dumbfounded. There are a few who like brandish a fishing pole as if that's going to do something, and look like they're ready to defend if needed. There's a few parents walking with a child who put their child behind them, and they all just sort of birth.
Away.
Yeah,
Oops.
it's kind of a Chewbacca situation,
All right, that's fine.
or a Fezzik.
True.
Yeah, but nobody accosts you about it, at least not yet. They seem to recognize that it's not wild and running through town. It's somehow linked. Are you riding her once you're on land?
Fuck
Or
it.
you?
Why not? Yeah, let's go
Okay,
for it.
well, that also helps, although it creates a lot more questions, in fairness.
Oh, sure does.
So you definitely get a lot of looks. Okay, where are you guys headed to?
I think we're splitting up.
We are splitting the party.
Yeah.
I was gonna go to the mayor.
Okay.
Wow, we really are splitting the
Yeah,
party.
you're
I-
splitting.
I would also go to the mayor in that case, if you said anything.
I'll go
Yeah, I
with
would've.
Clips.
Oh, that'd
Okay.
probably be a good idea.
Okay. Wow.
Doing
Wow.
rollies.
No, you don't have to roll these. We'll start with. Let's see. You guys left the horses with.
It was
At the Toasted Froth?
tavern. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And then. Edwin is going to Fennel, which is all the way back near the front of town, and Eclipse. No. Yasnip and
Yasnip.
Faye, yeah, you guys are going to the town hall to find the mayor. Okay. In that case, we will start with Eclipse and Brightwing. So you guys make your way back to the Toasted Froth. All of you actually really are going back towards the Stonewall Quarter. And do you want to just go to the stable area, or do you want to go inside and talk to Lorwyn?
I'm gonna go inside and check in and
'Kay.
see what the damage is for how long we've been gone.
Okay, fair enough. You go inside. It's not super busy right now, but you do see at a little sort of hosty spot near the front, Lorwyn, the Firbolg woman who you know is the tavern keeper of this place.
Okay. I'm gonna meander over. I'm just gonna.
I'll follow behind.
I had honestly begun to wonder whether you would ever come back.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about that. That took a lot longer than we thought. What do we owe you? Are the horses still here?
Your horses are still here. There was some talk of people renting them, but I kind of figured I'd give you about a month, and well, you've made it within that timeline.
I appreciate it.
There will be some cost to cover. I'll actually have to go check because I didn't really expect you to be back. Welcome, though.
Thank you.
Everything all right? I know things
Yes.
were a bit.
We settled some business, and it looks like things should be on the up and up from now. But yeah, I mean, thank you so much for taking care of them. I really appreciate it.
Did you end up finding anything out about the twins?
We didn't find them, unfortunately, but we may have a chance to be able to find them soon. But we did confirm they were unfortunately wrapped up in some of the business. But we are still looking for them.
I haven't seen them since, so I figured as much. Thank you for giving.
I am confident that they are unharmed.
I appreciate that. Will you be staying here tonight?
I will have to check. I'm not sure if we're heading out immediately. The chances are pretty high we'll stay. But we'll figure that out. The rest of the party's kind of checking some other things right now.
All right. If you're willing to come back later, just maybe for a drink or to stop in, I'll have your bill ready. But if you want to stay the night, we can wrap it up into that as well.
Okay, that sounds good. So we'll be back in a bit, though. Just wanted to check in and make sure.
I assume you'd like to see the horses.
Yes, please.
All right, of course. She leads you back through a side door and then a back door to the small stable area, and you see Crater, Antonio, Catherine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm a cautiously approach Crater because I'm sure.
As you don't even get a chance to approach before he's.
Oh, buddy.
He do his steppies.
Yeah, he does his
He do
steppies.
so many steppies. I give him the scritches
and like presses his neck as far out over it to get close to you as he can.
I give him the biggest hug.
Um,
Hey, buddy. He's gonna.
you know what? I'm gonna have you roll this. Roll a charisma check.
That's not good. This is not good.
Charisma?
Ooh, dump stat. Here we go.
What the fuck? For real?
It's a natural 20 for a 19 total.
Damn.
Shit, bro.
Okay. Any potential grumpiness that he may have had is just washed away by the pure joy and excitement of seeing you back, and his reaction is nothing but friendly, loving.
I give him hugs. I just give him all the scritches and the pets and everything, and I bump my head against his and just
Okay.
I'm like, we're good. Everything's
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah. He seems very content to have you back.
Good. If there's any snacks nearby, I'm immediately feeding him snacks.
You could certainly acquire some if you wanted to. There's hay at the very least. You could get some apples, probably.
Yep. And then I'll Brightwing, do you want to check on the other two? I gotta keep an eye on this guy for a little bit.
Sure. I'll cast Speak with Animals.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll go over to the other two horses.
Okay.
I'm sorry it's been so long.
It has been. I can't even remember how long it has been.
Yes.
We thought you had left us.
We did not mean to make you feel that way. It took longer than we expected and farther to travel.
Are we going to have a chance to run about? I need to stretch my muscles.
Sure. We can go now if you'd like. I don't mind.
I would love to.
Alright.
And he looks over his stall at Catherine, who's lying down. She looks up. All right. I suppose so, yeah. Stands up. She seems a bit standoffish, maybe. Not too pleased
Ooh.
about getting left here.
Oh,
I see.
to us.
I was
Okay,
like,
I thought
Yes,
you
he
were
is.
for
No, not to
Antonio.
Antonio, no.
What happened?
Well, she pissed at us. That's understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's had a nice life, and this was a
This was the
bit of a
opposite.
change. Yep.
Mm.
Dude.
Alright. Would you prefer to me to ride on your back, Antonio, or would you prefer Catherine?
I suppose that is entirely up to you. If you can ride, it will be.
I don't know. I think I could ride. I don't know, Matt.
Have you ridden a horse?
I think they probably would have horses.
Yeah. They would have horses. They would. Yeah, if you could have ridden a horse if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you want to take them out for a ride?
Yeah. And
Do you
I'll let-
bring Catherine also?
I'll let Eclipse know.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine. I might go with you, but I'd rather wait here so they don't think we're just taking them without paying. I don't want that to happen.
Yeah, you keep Crater here, then
Yep.
catch up with him.
Mhm.
Okay.
So I'll stay here to make sure that she's not like, where did the other ones go? So yeah, I'll chill
Okay.
right here for a bit until they
Okay.
get back.
Brightwing, you've I'm going to leave this entirely up to you. You can have any range of this that you'd want. How good at horse riding would you be? Like, have you ridden a couple times walking down a trail, or have you galloped and jumped and things?
I think probably galloped, but I don't know, like you know, like I don't know how to like horse girl energy at all.
Mhm,
More like
mhm.
more like
Megan, can you fill us in? What is she trying
Thank
to
you,
say
Megan. What's the in between?
I mean, I would say that like a novice.
Yeah.
Like you know what you're doing enough that, but you're not like an equestrian,
Yeah.
so to speak.
here? Okay.
Horse probably isn't going to throw you because it can't sense your fear.
Right, like
kind of
you're
vibe.
gonna you'll stay up, but you might still hold your reins like this a little bit, you know.
Okay.
I'd like to imagine that Brightwing doesn't use reins.
Oh,
True.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
Yeah,
probably
she just
don't.
holds the mane. Bareback? Are you gonna ride bareback?
I think so. I don't think they
There are
probably
saddles.
They wouldn't have had them.
I don't think they would have had saddles.
Mm.
Okay. Okay. Well, that does affect things. All right. So you walk the two horses out by the reins, sort of into the hills, where they might have a little bit more free roam grassland area. I am going to say, if you do want to ride Antonio, you also don't have to technically ride either if you want to let them just run free, but then you're letting them run free and trusting that they come back.
That's true. I'll ride one of them because I know they're kind of pissed off at us.
Okay, who do you ride?
Does Antonio seem more approachable?
Antonio seems like he is intending to go full stallion out here. So if you want a more peaceful ride, it's probably going to be Catherine. If you want, although she seems a little standoffish emotionally, but if you want a maybe more exciting ride, it's Antonio.
Okay, Megan, Brian, both of you need to shut the fuck up. Both of you just need to stop. I don't care. I don't care. It's so pure. It's so pure and wonderful, and the two of you have to come in and just ruin everything. It's just
I'm so proud that Antonio is here. Yes, I'm very excited.
Yeah.
It's
I
nothing
wasn't
but
even thinking
willful
about
enjoyment
that.
of the
No.
situation, the experience.
Right.
No, I feel like I'm gonna
Jess.
get judged. I'm gonna do it a 50-50, so I don't choose. 1 through 10, Antonio. 11 through 20, Catherine. 8, Antonio.
Okay. Are you gonna let Catherine go? Like, let her reins go and let her do what she wants? Or are you gonna try to
I'll
keep
speak
her
to her
along with?
before and
Okay.
just say, I know we left you, but we are going to take you home. But I want you to be able to run free, but please don't try to run. We want to get you back home, and you don't know the area very well.
She just nods her horse head, doesn't say anything, and then do you let her go?
Yeah.
Okay. She just kind of like side shuffles away a little bit and starts eating some flowers. And then do you get on Antonio?
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to have you roll. I'm going to have you roll an Actually, you know what? I'm going to ask Megan. Would this be more athletics or acrobatics? Bareback horse who is not intent on being very peacefully ridden.
Be animal handling, wouldn't it?
It would be
No.
animal handling. No.
Well, he's doing
this
his
is-
own thing. It's her
Yeah,
being
this
able to
is
stay
not
on the
about
back of it. It's
right.
not
This is not about
controlling
her.
him.
Yes, exactly.
It's
He's doing
strength.
100% his own thing.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
it
what I
would be
thought.
Yeah.
So roll an athletics check.
Oh, great.
Mhm.
Yep.
This is if
Sorry,
you have to function.
-2.
you had
This is
zero-
about holding on.
If you had tact, it would be different.
Yeah.
Not terrible. A 13?
Okay.
Not great either.
Okay. This is less of an enjoyable ride and more of a holy shit hold on for dear life. And there are several times where you like are slipping off and have to grasp on, pull yourself back up. He just goes wild, jumping. There's little fences he jumps over for no particular reason. You get the sense he's kind of trying to show off, but he's also just really enjoying stretching his muscles.
Yeah.
And
Can I
doesn't feel
try
like
and keep a
Bronco-y sort
perception
of
up?
things.
For Catherine too.
Sure. Yeah. Every once in a while, I'll say with your passive perception, every once in a while he'll like pass by and do some silly, flaunty, stallion-y horse thing, and she'll like peek up briefly and then go back to eating her flowers. You start to get the sense she's trying not to appear impressed, but maybe actually a little bit is.
This is my favorite ship.
And
After Antonio kind of like does another pass with Catherine, and he slows down for a second. Are you trying to impress her?
First of all, I don't need to try. It is. I am very naturally. It has always been easy for me. Let us put it that way.
But have you
But
ever...
no, I am just enjoying everything about this. It is. I don't know how long you have been cooped up in one small stall, but for a few small walks, this has been incredible.
I'm glad. Maybe we'll be able to do this on our way back.
I would appreciate it.
But I will let you know that most people, but girls, like talking more than outright show-offiness, so to speak.
roll a persuasion check.
Imagine Brightwing giving relationship advice.
To a horse.
To a
Well,
horse.
see,
If
but
there was
that's the
gonna be
part that's-
anyone.
Yeah, yeah,
That's the part that makes sense.
Yep.
exactly.
That's not bad. 17.
Okay. He doesn't respond, and continues trotting around. But you notice a little bit of a downshift from pure stallion flaunting to still trying to like a little bit of flex situation, but maybe your words had an impact if he has interest in that thing.
Yeah.
Who knows?
And I'll just let him run out his motor and then take them back to the stables when they're ready.
Okay. All right. We will let that go on and hop over to Yaz and Faye. You guys make your way to town hall. Ask for the mayor at the front desk. A few minutes later, waiting in the lobby, she comes down.
Good to see you all alive. Did you find out anything useful? You've been gone for quite a while.
I apologize for the delay. That was not our intention. It was a bit farther away than we expected. We believe that we have taken care of the situation. With the information that we have handled what we are able to. We've spoken with some folks in Raygrove, the Seedkeeper Druids there. They are going to be doing a little bit more research into the recovery of the area. So they might be someone to reach out to in regards to crops, but I think the oil that we had extracted is probably equally efficient.
Do you know
how that is to be used for correcting
We
the blight.
don't yet. We do have an individual that is researching it in Broward. Hopefully we'll make a breakthrough, and once something may arise, we can have it sent out to the areas that have been affected. Could potentially be a fix for some of your pastures, your cattle that has fallen ill.
That would be my primary interest and curiosity. If I assume they're focused on crops down in Broward. Up here it's been a bit more about the sickness. I don't know if it'll work the same whatever they're working on, but I'm sure Maddock will keep me abreast. So I appreciate that.
Would Soffeld have the resources, if needed, to work on extracting additional oils from these dusk leaves? I believe it was dusk leaves, correct?
If you point us to the right place, I'm sure we could manage, yes. Likely we could. You said you found them in the forest. I can't remember.
Yes.
Or you were looking for them there?
We found them. There were a matter of creatures that were around them. We don't know if they were attracted to them or what the situation was. They're not far, though. I believe about a day. I'm correct, Faye?
Yeah, we kind of took the scenic route though, so I think perspective. I think we were there and back in a day though.
If you can
Maybe a half.
maybe note down some brief instruction on how to find what you found. You say creatures. Is it something dangerous we should be worried about?
I believe Fennel might be a good person to speak with about it. One of ours had stated that they had spoken with her and shared some of the information. Perhaps she has more at this point.
I will let you know, Mayor Hartford, we believe we have taken care of the figurehead in charge of giving orders, but we do not know yet whether or not all the soldiers are taken care of, and they are the ones that are causing this. It may be wise to maintain your curfew for the sake of the children.
I'll certainly keep it into consideration. I honestly would have considered lifting it earlier, but I did get a message from Maddock that there was another incursion south in Broward in the meantime, and I didn't know if it would make its way back up here, so...
I'm sorry, you said another incursion?
Another?
He said everyone was safe, but... Yes, some odd story from what he mentioned. I didn't get all the details. It wasn't really too important, I just needed to know that there was still something to watch out for. So we've been keeping it up here, and I imagine we will for a bit more.
I guess as a mention as well to the children, we gathered the names of the two that were taken from Soffeld, Freckle and Blue, and unfortunately we have not been able to locate them.
They, if I remember, didn't have parents here.
Sounded like they were orphans, yes. On
They've
their
been
own.
known to put on little magic shows and stuff around town, living hand to mouth.
Well, I appreciate what you have done, and is there anyone here who does know them I should be speaking to, or...
Several of the shopkeepers in the area are aware of them, but Lowen at the Toasted Froth was specifically concerned.
Alright. I'll try to have a word with her. To the best of your knowledge, whatever was driving these attacks is dealt with, you're saying?
Well, I don't want to give a false report. There was a very dangerous creature that we took care of. However, we have no confirmation as to whether or not this creature was acting alone.
Are these the
So-
creatures in the woods you were talking about?
It was like a hag of some kind. This
In the
ringleader
Everautumn ones?
in the
Regrove
Regrove wetlands,
Oh.
way down there. But she was sending out these little armies of these, we called them blightlings. There's no official name for them that we're aware of. We are not. There was no evidence of her interacting or being in collaboration with anyone else. We just can't confirm that. So while the immediate danger is past, we do not know whether or not she has accomplices elsewhere. We had also seen, a very suspicious pair of gentlemen that we have reason to suspect being involved.
That were in the area here or near Raygrove?
Yeah.
Both? Well, no, maybe not Raygrove.
In between in between Soffeld and Proward.
Mhm.
We had seen them once traveling from Proward, or from the direction of Proward towards Soffeld, and then again as they were leaving Soffeld. A halfling man and a soul forged.
Yeah, Rill and Bagnox are their names. They had a cart.
Well, Soul Forged certainly narrows things down a bit. Don't see a duo with a Soul Forged involved. Moving about these parts of Kathos very often.
And we have no concrete evidence against them. There is a lot of circumstantial evidence that may
Contribute to being
connect them.
suspicious.
Are
Yeah,
they
just-
dangerous?
I don't think
We
it's fair
haven't
to label
seen any evidence of danger. I don't want to give you false hope, but I also don't want to put fear in your heart unnecessarily. I just want you to have all of the information available to you to protect your people.
I would definitely want to be aware of whether or not to confront them if we saw them. It sounds like you're not sure, which is a bit concerning. But at least it's something to keep an eye out for.
Do the descriptions of these two seem familiar to you? Are you aware of them?
Not to me, no. Do you say they were traders or merchants?
Travelers doing a cargo run of mandrakes. Apparently they went into the nearby forests and tried to gather a few, take them to whatever location that they were heading.
If they were bent on entering the woods, it's possible they never came through the city, but I suppose you could ask around in the Stonemark Quarter if they were staying somewhere, or I don't know. They don't ring a bell for me, unfortunately.
Sight check.
Roll an insight check.
I may.
Mm-hmm.
Could I as well?
Mm-hmm.
16.
9.
Okay.
9.
You get the sense that she's being generally truthful about all this, doesn't seem to know much, is somewhat teetering between concern and a little bit of frustration at the lack of hard knowledge or evidence to really base any action off of.
I guess if they turn up, maybe check the cart thoroughly. Any sort of a suspicion of new arrivals, imports, exports, give them a check, even if they're open. Inspect them thoroughly.
One of the reasons that we hesitate to give definitive answers on some of these things is because we found this creature's hideout and there were books and scrolls and very strange little magical objects and a dossier with different children in it and like a wall of shoes and sketches of us. It was very strange, but there was no definitive reason for any of it. We couldn't find a motive, so to say. So we have the facts of what happened from our perspective, but we just don't have a motive, which is why we can't say whether or not there's anyone else involved.
You said there were a number of these dossiers.
Children from all over. They look like scout reports almost.
Are there any other here that I
Only
need to be
Freckle and
aware
Blue.
of?
We've
All right.
identified and contacted several others.
I believe
And
the
you
only
don't-
two that are at large are Freckle and Blue at this point.
There was an Oddkel child as well, I thought. But they were not from here, if I recall.
Okay.
Oh, please.
I don't remember if we got a mention on him, if he was contacted and responded or not.
I didn't write his name down.
Did somebody write his name down?
If I remember right, the two that we tried to contact, or the three that we tried to contact, the twins didn't answer, and the last one didn't. But Brightwing did try to contact the shifter.
Brightwing got in Grey Claw,
Yeah.
and they were safe. I wrote down Freckle and Blue, no response. And then it jumps back to, my notes jumped back to Raygrove.
Yeah, I only remember
What the
shifter
kid's
being
name was
contacted.
named?
Yeah, did you
8th scroll.
contact another one?
I have the
Brightwing?
paper still, Matt.
Yeah.
We
We
have
tried
it.
to contact the gnome. I think it was a gnome.
The Ardkel.
The Arkel, my bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did. I don't remember which one of you did, but one of you
It
did,
was
and you
Faye.
did not get a response.
It was
Yeah.
me because I was the one that was 0 for 2
Hmm.
in responses.
Mhm. The name on the paper is Rausch, Raush. You would have that, so.
Did we get a location, like a hometown from them?
It's about a mid-sized village.
The West March Woods. Yeah, it was a middle-sized village in the West March Woods. All right. But you don't feel there's enough hard evidence to put up any sort of posters about these two?
It's very situational. They just they could have just been in the right place at the right time. It could be a red herring. They just
All right.
Do you
Did-
have a school here?
There is.
Perhaps suggesting a parent-teacher conference where you can tell everyone to listen to their children if they see anything suspicious over the next course of weeks or months.
Hmm.
I think those
There
should be
is
taken into
evidence.
consideration.
these creatures can go invisible, but the children can see them.
The children can see them when invisible?
When these creatures are invisible, the children, specifically children, are able to see through that invisibility.
Oh boy, this
Right?
magic stuff is well over my head. Okay, yes, I'll let the Sentinels know about this duo and also to pass along messages to parents.
Perhaps farmers in the area could have a contact chain set up or something if they were to find any new areas of blight in the surrounding areas.
That we have already
Okay.
been
Okay.
keeping an eye on, yes.
Mhm.
There hasn't been anything new to report recently, but I had people notify and get messages to me as quickly as possible. It was a heavy concern for us and our trade. But it has been a couple weeks, and if what you say is true, it may be the case we are in the clear moving forward.
Probably emphasize watch on the waterways as well. They seem to like to use the rivers as traveling pathways.
That is good to know and not ideal for our particular city. But I appreciate that. Are you planning to stay around here for a while?
No, we need to check in with. Well, we've got quite a list going right now, but Troward first, I believe, and on from there. But before we go, is there anything else that we could do to put your mind at ease?
It bothers me and concerns me that I don't understand this duo you speak of. If they were to show up again, and if they've made their way up here before, I would really like to know how to deal with them. But outside of that, I don't know what else really could be done. I think you've given us quite a bit, and quite a bit more to go off of, or at least to keep an eye out for. So, very appreciated on those fronts, especially since you're not from here.
The big indicator for the Soul Forged is an icon upon his chest. 4 points of diamonds surrounding a pentagon. I'm sorry, was it was the Soul Forge or was it the halfling?
The fact that he's made of metal might also have something to
A
do with.
halfling had a pendant
The
with
halfling
that
had the
symbol
pendant.
on it. Yep.
On the halfling, and all minor illusion, the symbol.
Okay. All right. Well, that's certainly something concrete. Do you mind if she reaches into, grabs a piece of paper, quill and ink, and briefly sketches it? Not something I've seen before, but thank you.
I do have the ability to communicate over long distances magically. Would I have your permission to reach out to you specifically in that manner to provide you any additional information if we come by it?
How adjacent is this to entering my mind and reading it without my permission?
Not at all. It would sound as if I'm talking to you, but only you would be able to hear it. If you'd prefer, I could request permission from someone else.
No. If anyone's going to do it, it should be me. I just want to make sure my mind is my own. I'm sure you understand. But yes, if that is the quickest and easiest way, if something is dire, obviously if it's just general information, you can send a letter, but... Alright.
I think we might stay in town for the evening if there's anything else you can think of.
Of course. If you see any city sentinels come your way, asking for details, just, I suppose, pass them along. But I think I have everything I'll need, so...
Would you prefer to be the one to provide information to your own people?
Yes.
Okay.
If they had questions I couldn't answer, I might send them your way, but...
Okay.
I
We
may
do want to
ask,
close a rumor mill.
speaking of rumor, is the Ivory Guard still in town?
No. They left about a week ago. It was not my favorite stretch of days, I will say that. But either they found what they wanted or felt confident things were quiet enough. They left.
Is there any
Did they
new
say where
news?
they were headed?
Was there any news?
Or where they were headed?
No, I just assumed back towards the capital. Or the major cities. And unfortunately, I have not gotten any further news about, I don't know if there are no answers or if we just aren't being told them. And you once again sense that frustration at not having
Insight
answers.
check.
Roll an insight check.
23.
Ooh! Yeah, you get a very strong sense that she likes to run a tight ship and know what's happening and be able to address it the way that she sees fit, and can't do that without knowing what's going on. And there's a lot of that right now, and it bothers her, but nothing being withheld or deceptive that you can ascertain.
We'll take our leave then.
Thank you again.
Yeah.
And let Maddock know when you see him that I appreciated him sending you our way.
I guess we'll head back to the toasted frog.
Okay.
Unless
We...
I was gonna say,
Yes?
just as we go, I'll probably like turn towards the end of it. You know, I understand it's hard in positions of yours to really get ingrained with your community. But I would say that you have a decent enough community that they do look out for each other. That's at least something to speak of what you're able to provide. Don't give yourself
She
such a hard
nods.
time.
She kind of nods thoughtfully for a couple seconds and then makes eye contact with you and just gives you like a very acknowledging, silent but acknowledging nod.
If you're ever looking for a party, there's a really good place in Raygrove. Has a little nickname. Be a bit of fun.
Perhaps when I retire. Stay safe.
You too.
Okay. And now we will shift over to Aedwin riding his owlbear towards the Stonewalk Quarter and eventually to the portion
Y'all, how
of
the
it.
horse is gonna react to this owl bear?
I'm not excited.
Mm.
If only we had
Could be a
someone that
lot of
could talk
fun.
to them and tell them that it was all Gucci.
Oh man, if only we had such a person.
Make your way to eventually the Hunted Harvest and see pretty much exactly the way you saw her the first time you came through, chopping up a haunch of something. Fennel. Paying no attention to anything but what she's doing.
Radical. That was going to be my next question. Okay. Hey, Luce. That's our friend over there. Why don't you say hi?
And a general silence within like a good 30-foot radius where there was a bunch of bustle and shop noises and chopping of things. Just everybody goes silent for a second. You feel a lot of eyes on you, including immediately Fennel's.
Good girl. Good girl. I hop
What
off.
in the sweet hell?
She wants to say hello. That's all.
What? What? How?
You know, that's an interesting question. I haven't quite figured it out myself, but we're working on it. All right?
The fuck do you mean you haven't quite figured it out yourself? You're riding an owl bear through the middle of town.
You make an interesting point.
Seems like something you'd want to have a grasp on.
Yeah, you'd think, right? But
Hey,
here we are.
no. And she pulls away the meat from Lucy, who has
Lucy,
ambled up
Lucy,
to the counter.
Lucy, sit. Going right here for you.
Sits down,
Toss it in the air.
grabs it
There
out of the
you
air,
go.
munches on it somewhat contentedly, though still keeping an eye on the swath of bloody meat all over Fennel's counter. You've got something going on here? Is this?
Oh, well, this is Lucy. She's just mine now, I guess. Again, don't have a full grasp on the situation, but she exists and is real and is mine. And, yeah. That's about the best I could do to explain it at this point.
Well, that is incredibly short of a complete or satisfactory explanation.
Trust me. I wish I knew more myself.
Uh-huh. Well,
She's friendly, though.
yeah, I gather as much. I don't really understand that either. If I saw something like that out there, she points over her shoulder towards the woods, it would be arrow,
Yeah,
and then
don't-
probably another 5 to bring it down. Sorry,
don't-
no
yeah.
offense.
It takes more than a few arrows for her. Don't worry.
Oh, speaking of which,
Yeah.
she disappears behind a flap and maybe 20-30 seconds later comes back with a pretty large bundle wrapped in some sort of cloth and tied off with some leather. Plops it down on the counter. That was well, it was interesting stuff.
Interesting how?
That's just not a hide I've worked with, and I don't know, the tentacles, I guess you'd call them. They sort of hardened externally, but they're still malleable, twistable. They just have this sort of like hardish exterior now. It's kind of and she unties it, and you see several large swaths of what looks to be a supple black leather, sort of just in like chunks that could be turned into whatever you wanted to, and then in a smaller bundle wrapped together, the tentacles, and feeling them, they're still like fully floppy, malleable, but just the outer shell of it almost has like, it's not squishy. It's got a sort of hardened feel to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a little weird, isn't it?
I don't know if it's something that's missing from the creature, so it turns this way, or if that's just what happens. And the leather came out pretty normal, but yeah, the stuff's needless to say, if you go whacking anybody with that, it's gonna hurt. So I don't know what she planned to do with all of it.
Well, that thing exactly, actually.
Fair enough.
So that's kind of a win in my book. As for the leather, we've got some ideas. Yeah. Well done, honestly. This is, I mean, you had 3-4 weeks, so you know.
Yeah, it was done like in the first week, I think.
Yeah.
Kind of figured you'd be back a
Honor
little
said
sooner.
I'd be back in 2 days, and then it ended up being like a bit longer than that. You know,
Yeah.
things get complicated and
Yeah,
need to be
yeah,
killed
yeah.
and all kinds of other nonsense.
Just be thankful I didn't put them up for sale, because I think it would have gone pretty quick.
Yeah, trust me, the thought crossed my mind a couple times. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
You owe me. Well, you actually owe me, though.
right, no, like money, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's. Do I add a holding charge for the 19 days that they've been sitting here? Seem like a decent group. Don't know if you're a particularly decent guy, but from what I've
Well,
seen,
All right. No, that's fine.
all right, fair enough. We'll call it a gold.
I can manage that.
But next time, week later, I'm putting it up for sale.
Don't blame you for a second.
wasn't honestly that hard. Mostly just worked like all the other leathers I deal with, but
That's good to know.
you need food for that thing.
Technically, no. She doesn't need to eat at all. I'm right. But despite that, the group has seen fit to buy a socially unacceptable amount of beef jerky, so we're pretty set.
Can I ask where you got it? Because chances are it's not as good as mine.
We got it out of Raygrove.
Okay, fair enough. It's definitely not as good as mine, but
What are you playing at?
oh, I just had the best jerky in, well, certainly here. Arguably in Northwest Kathos.
It?
Yeah, whatever animal can be hunted. I make jerky from it, got all kinds of flavors.
Hmm.
You want some?
Of course she wants. She always wants some. I mean, it's just kind of a...
She's very responsive.
Yes, she understands the words that you're saying and is more than
I'm
willing
sorry,
to
what?
respond. She understands the words that we're saying. She just can't speak it, but she knows. She gets it.
I'm sorry, what?
Ask her for a high five. Honest to God. Just do it.
I feel like I might get knocked over.
You'll be
If
fine.
I-
She'll be gentle.
High five, Lucy? Pff. And if Fennel wasn't as dexterous as she was, it probably would have knocked her over, but she's okay.
Lucy! Friend! We don't go full force, alright? It's gentle. It's gentle. That's
There's
the
no
one.
hand up to hit, but she just does it anyways.
Much better.
Okay. Uh-huh. Talking owlbears. Right. What the hell's going on around here these days?
I've been asking
Yeah.
myself the same thing for about 3 weeks.
Yeah. All right. Well, you might want to keep her away from a lot of these people's stock, because
Yeah.
they will not take kindly to someone eating it all, particularly a gigantic predator that normally we would shoot on sight.
Right. Yeah. Don't worry. Lucy, we're gonna stay out of trouble. Right? Don't give me that. We're staying out of trouble. You'll get more jerky if you stay out of trouble. See? Food. Best motivator.
I am so lost. Well, glad doing business with you, I guess.
Of course. We'll be back around. In fact, we'll be around for a little while here. We need to kind of wind down. Walk into Raygrove. Well, rowing to Raygrove takes a lot out of you.
Yeah, I would imagine so. I guess that explains why you've been gone so long.
Yep.
All right. Well, enjoy whatever the hell you make out of that stuff.
Appreciate the work you've done.
Make anything cool. I'd love to see it sometime. Let me know.
I'll be sure to let you know. Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right, Luce. Let's go find the people. And I'll climb back up, and we head on.
Okay. Fennel brings back out the giant piece of whatever it was that she was keeping out of Lucy's sight, starts cutting back at it, but keeps the eyes trained for a while, as do most of the people in the Stonewall Quarter. You head back towards the Toasted Froth as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably. Yeah.
When you get there, what do you do with Lucy?
All right. Lucy, I need you to be as honest with me as you possibly can.
Mhm.
If I leave you outside, will you stay here and not cause any trouble?
Mm. Mm. Ooh, ooh.
Insight check.
Okay, roll an insight check. With advantage.
Sick. I'm gonna need it. With my poor little +1. 17.
17.
Yeah.
Okay. You get the sense that she doesn't love the idea of being left alone out here, but that she's not going to cause trouble. She just might be a little grumpy.
All right. Look, we won't be long. I'll be back out. We can give you some nice little something or other. I don't know. They'll feed you. They'll be sure to feed you.
Mm.
Okay. We'll be back.
Mm.
Okay, you go inside and leave her just outside the front door, basically?
I sure fucking do.
Okay! All right, and the rest of you, probably mostly around the same time, in fact, except for Brightwing, who's a little later to return. Make your way back to the Toasted Froth. Eclipse, did you want to do anything specific besides just hanging out and catching up?
No, I
Crater?
think I'm genuinely just chatting with Crater, telling him all the nonsense, being
Okay.
like, "You have no idea. It was huge."
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, really
Um,
glad you didn't go. There were wolves for days.
After like a good half hour, Lorwyn wanders out, notices you, and brings you a like small basket of apples.
Yeah. Let's go.
At it. Figure you might, he might enjoy it. I'll add it to your tab.
Yeah, that'd be fine. The damage at least,
Hmm.
or what I owe you.
Oh, right. Well, for the time, for the 3 horses, it's going to be 28 silver, 2 gold, 8 silver.
Oh, okay.
And then if you want to stay the night, we can settle that up in the morning, I suppose.
It sounds like we might. So, I mean, I can cover that as well right now if you need it.
How many rooms?
I think 5. I think we all deserve our own rooms for the night. If
Another
anything
gold.
changes, I'll let you know. But yeah, so is it 2 gold, 8 silver?
And then another gold for the night if you want 5
Okay.
rooms.
I am gonna pay her 5 gold total.
Damn.
Yeah. So I'll just pay her 5 gold straight up. For the trouble. I'm really sorry for the inconvenience.
I appreciate it. And I know that you gave your best effort in finding the girls, so appreciate that as well. Well, have a good night. And are you planning to leave them here any further?
No, I think the next time we leave, we'll take them with us. So, yeah, I
Alright.
think we'll be heading out soon.
Okay. If you do, let me know. Might ideally like to get some payment in advance, but
Yeah,
if you're
next time
gone,
we'll pay
then-
up front. Absolutely.
no worries.
All right. And you eventually all reconvene early afternoon. Anything you guys want to do with your time in Soffeld for the rest of the day?
If we meet up, I'll hand out I guess we get keys now,
Mhm.
or yeah. So
Yep, she gives
I'll
you
hand out
keys.
the keys now and just be like, all right, we have rooms if you guys want them. I figured we were staying the night.
Definitely stay in the night. Probably can't stay in the room. Because, you know.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, somebody's room's gonna be on me then. Just randomly hand a key to somebody.
Okay.
I don't do that. I'll probably give it back to her and just be like, someone can have if they come in wanting a room, I'll cover it for the night.
Very kind.
So
Okay.
I'll give that key back.
God. You guys stay the rest of the night?
Right Wing, I have a very important question for you.
Yes.
What food do horses go absolutely crazy for?
Matt.
Are you asking me if you know, or are you asking me if I know?
This? I mean, I can ask.
Roll a nature check.
Okay.
Roll a nature check, and then we'll ask Megan for the answer.
Yeah, Megan.
There you go.
Nature. 13 again.
I think you might know some basics that they would enjoy. Maybe not the secret weapon Cheetos, apparently. That's what Megan said.
The puffy ones, not the crunchy
I
ones.
figured as much. Yep.
Oh, good.
Yeah, the puffy ones.
Apples,
Also, these
sugar
little
cubes.
these shortbread cookies that had like raspberry filling on the top of them were also a
Oh my
hit.
goodness.
It was like a snack, you know. It was just
So
like
basically, just the things that we
What
like
is
to snack
that?
on.
Within reason, yeah.
that.
Worse.
That
Okay.
wasn't like a key part of their diet. I mean, like if you wanted to go old school, it would be like sugar cubes or carrots, you know, or
Or
anything with
carrots.
molasses is usually a win.
Oh
Mm.
yeah, I think she would know natural stuff, so molasses or like tree sap candies would probably
Mhm.
be thing what she would say.
Okay.
I have
Do you
a
guys still have any of those?
We should.
I mean, I don't know if they're any good now going through, you know, what we've
The
been
fresh
through,
hell
but I
we
mean,
went
we could
through.
try. I mean, I'll see.
I guess that's
Okay.
true. Some stuff might probably be spoiled at this point because of the
Yeah.
blight.
I have a very short shopping list. I need
Okay.
a bucket, a half pound of sugar,
Oh my god.
some water from the river, 4 apples, and maybe a couple of carrots. And I'm going to pick up grass and stuff from the nearby pastures that doesn't look decayed.
Okay.
And that's what I would like to do with the remainder of my afternoon.
Wow, wow, wow.
Sounds like
All
good
right.
soup is what it sounds like.
We will call that
Sugar, water, and grass.
I don't
7
know. It's
copper.
what I've seen work so far.
for the supplies you
Okay.
need, and an hour or two of walking about gathering.
And I'm combining all of those into a bucket, and I'm just setting it in my room for the night to marinate.
Interesting. Okay. Anybody else making any curious snacks with your time this evening? All right.
Nope.
And Agewen, what are you doing
Dude, that's such a good question.
for I will say,
Yeah.
are you guys like, do you go into your rooms with where they are, or do you guys hang out in the tavern area?
Hang out.
Hang out for a drink.
Okay. There are basically everybody who comes in looking over their shoulder, and then the first 2 or 3 minutes of everyone's conversation is, "The hell is that thing? I don't know.
Let's go.
It has no leash."
Is she staying put?
Yeah. If you go out and check, she's just sitting there on her hind like this bear in this gif.
She's sitting in her
Mhm.
haunted interesting.
Yep, just sitting there.
I'm gonna ask Lorwyn for like a piece of wood and like, or I guess I could go out and find like a shingle, and I'm gonna
Okay.
write, "Hi, I'm Lucy."
Oh
on a piece of parchment and like
Uh-huh.
nail it to the shingle and then like drive it into the ground in front of her.
Okay.
No additional context.
Okay.
Don't worry, the AC's on and she's jamming to her favorite bar tunes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, I can't right now.
Over the first maybe hour or two, you have a building concern with the way Lorwyn is like glancing out the window frequently, that she's gonna have an issue with this. But then it seems to be that over the course of that next hour or two after that, that this has become a bit of an attraction to a degree. And so there's like people are filing in where maybe they wouldn't have been otherwise, and glancing out the window constantly, talking about this owlbear sitting out front. And so she seems to maybe just let it slide with the business that it's bringing in.
We should get Lucy like a necklace that says Lucy belongs stay and call this number.
If lost, call.
Sending this person.
Yeah.
Also get her rabies tag,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but what are you doing tonight, Adwin?
Man.
Do you need the tent? Like, do you want the hammocks? Like,
Yeah, that'd be nice. I think he'd probably ask for the Lucy tent and like a hammock so that we can chill out outside.
100%.
Okay. Okay. If you want to try to bring her in a tent with you, it's basically going to be
No.
Okay.
We're getting Lucy's
The
tarp,
Lucy's
like
tent,
the
the
Lucy
tarp.
tarp.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, you can set that up. I'm assuming you're going to go a little ways outside of town.
A bit, yeah. Not
Okay.
far, but a bit.
Yeah, you can do that. Set up a little campsite with Lucy, who keeps you as warm as you would have been in a tavern, probably. So comfort is not lost too much.
Are we all hanging out at any point?
I would assume
Yeah.
at some point
I'd
in
be
the
in a
tavern.
bar
For
to
dinner,
drink
yeah.
and have
Okay.
So, what's next?
Well,
Besides a nap.
we need to take the other two back to Proward.
Yeah.
We need to return that card.
Speaking of, there was another incursion in Proward.
What?
Yeah,
Heard from the
Minerva
mayor.
told us.
Are the children safe?
Maybe one of you two could check in.
Oh, I don't check my spells.
That would be all the more reason to go back soon.
Would
if
I
not
have met the mayor in
I
Hartford?
have my spells.
for Proward?
Did you meet the mayor?
They met Maddox, but I don't know that I did.
I don't believe that you did. No, you met Dixie,
Right.
and you met a variety of people in the streets when you were performing. But I don't think you would have met the mayor. No.
I have both my sendings. I haven't used my third levels, so I can do it.
You want to send a message to Mayor Maddock
Yes.
or somebody else?
I will do Mayor Maddock first.
Okay.
Mayor, we heard there was incursion. Are you safe? Are the children safe? Is there anything we need to do before we get back? Hi.
I assume this is.
Oh, I didn't say my name.
The nature.
No.
The spell says they know who you are.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
okay.
don't have to introduce yourself.
Dope.
All those times they've introduced themselves are just wasted words.
Yep.
But it makes sense when you first get the spell because you don't know like what else to say.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
A few seconds later, you hear response. That's right. Kind of a long story, but no one in town was hurt. It was a bit wild. If you make your way back, I can share it.
Wait. Is this Hay Heist?
No, because Antonio is here.
Oh,
with
Antonio was
us.
a part of it. That's true. 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 Never mind. Never mind. Gosh. Okay. I'll look to Brian. Not Brian.
Suddenly, a bearded figure comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, the bearded cow farmer
It's just your eyes
wrangler.
shifting a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm sick. I'll look to Yasnip and I'll kind of give him a look. Is there anyone else to check in on?
Perhaps some other Mia. Maybe she figured some things out with the oil. Hopefully she got the oil. We don't know if that actually ever arrived.
Right, I will check in. Mother Mia. Checking in. Did you get oil? Have you used oil? How did it go? That's a lot of questions. Are you safe from incursion? I got mixed answers.
So I counted that's a lot of questions, that's why.
Oh.
You
Yep.
can add. You
Okay.
can add. That was a lot of questions.
Okay.
That's fine.
Oh. Yes, I did receive it from that lad. And believe I've made a solution. We're testing it now. And yes, we're all safe.
Both the mayor and Mother Mia says they're safe, and that the oil was received, and she believes she's made a solution to help heal. They are testing it now.
Well, the mayor here thinks that they have the resources potentially to extract additional oils if need be. If they believe that they've found something, maybe we should tell them where we found the ones that we found. Have them try to get more.
Are you asking me that?
Just stating openly for everybody, really. Seeing if everyone thinks it's a good idea.
I think it's a
Khaing.
great idea. I think perhaps if the process isn't too complicated, and I don't know what Mother Mia's how comfortable she would be sharing her practice in any capacity, but if it would be possible for her to write down her process so that others that are affected may recreate it without having to wait. I don't know that she would be willing to do that. If it's a trade secret, I completely understand.
I don't think she's the type that would keep that kind of information to herself. Aside of that, everything's fine in Proward and we return the horses. Well then,
Well, I have set out what the wilds have tasked me to do, so I was going to reach out to them to see if they had a different change of wind, so to speak, for me.
Well, we know we need to get to Leah at some point. To
You need to
deliver.
get to Olea. I don't know how much I could be helped there.
it's not always about being an instrument for something specific. You do a lot as it is.
We're going there specifically to rendezvous with the family of Eclipse, as well as the rest of that organization, to then relay information. That's the goal once we get there. And then we'll figure out what the next course of action is. I still, at some point during this little excursion, would like to return back to Viliad and sort of get the sword's eyes open on this, since Viliad especially may be really centered on what we believe may be the origin of all this.
Can I get the map real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I gotta ask this thing.
Thank you.
I'm not in roll 20. My brother.
Oh, yeah. I just have the map saved.
So I'll pull out the map and just kind of like lay it on the table a little bit amidst the appetizers and munchies.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of
Adderballs.
use the cups to cover the side to keep it flat. Okay, so realistically, if we're up here at Soffeld, so theoretically, Viliad's technically on the way. So if we wanted to stop there first, I'm totally fine with that. We'll basically be making our way to Proward, going down, then to Alea, and if you want, Brightwing, we could check in with your family and see what's going on there at the end of the trail, if it
Well,
ends up
that
being that we
is-
don't have anything else to do.
That's very far out of the way. I think they will
Well-
be alright.
She kind of like draws the line where it's just like going through all of those places anyway, and it's just, well, I mean, if we're out of Leia and we don't have anything else to do by then,
Well, I don't know what the need would be to go there if that. Greyfang?
Grey-
Is that
Grey Claw?
yeah,
Greyclaw. Greyclaw is safe.
Oh no. Yes. But
It is a lot of time between here and there anyway, so if
We
something
all-
does change, it would
That's
be
true.
that also is operating under the pretense that we've dealt with the situation in its entirety, which we know that we have not.
Which is also worth mentioning that we still know Reckle and Blue are missing, and we haven't heard back from Raj. Raj?
Right. Roche.
Roche?
Roche.
Which,
Um,
if he is from the West
it's-
March Woods, that's in between Ilmara and Viliad.
Right. So, I
I-
mean,
I would like to check in Yelmara.
okay.
One of my brothers is with the Ivory Guard, and we have yet to receive any concrete information as to what our international standpoint is here and why any of this happened.
Yeah, we haven't really gotten any answers on that. Well,
I just
yeah. I mean, again, it's Proward first, obviously. We gotta return some things, figure something else out. Olea can wait. We've gotten everything that we can. And if it sounds that serious, we can just tell, I guess, my sister at this point. She seemed a little more receptive. She might be able to pass the information along. So I'm completely okay with stopping in other places on the way if we need to. Either to check in on Roche, go to Ilmara, check in Viliad.
did we have reason to stop in Bragdale?
That's where
Perhaps
those two siblings are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
that's
very
where Seraph
excitable
and Vana
ones.
would be.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be nice to tell them that so far where their home is a little more safe now.
Well, I mean, if it was just a matter of telling them, Brightwing could send them a message.
Yeah, we can do that. If we get some time, we can probably stop by later and check in with everything.
Yeah.
Where is their friend, Arthur? What's the
Bragdale.
deal? Bragdale.
That's why they keep going back, I think, is what they mentioned. If I'm not mistaken.
It's
We need to go
also
check in for Seraph.
the concern of that cavern. We got your shield.
Hmm.
Yeah,
What
she
else?
kind of like points at the little dragon head on the map. It's definitely marked. We can take the staff back home too and see if anybody knows anything about that. Might be able to check the magic on it as well.
The rod?
Key?
The little.
Yeah,
Okay.
whatever key we put in. It
Mm.
might be able to tell what was on it originally, or we can
Think-
tell them.
A big limitation that we have right now is a lack of information in multiple areas. It may be best with consortium.
It might be time for a library, yeah.
Oh joy.
Right?
Yeah, I know. There's a reason they send me out.
Respectable.
Because your nose are too in the books.
I mean, once or
Well,
twice.
There are some benefits to being connected with those that work in libraries. The first is that you can get other people to do the research for you.
Boy, howdy, is that the truth?
Says Brightwing suddenly.
No accent in her own
Yeah.
language.
Yeah.
It's a complete
Right-wing in libraries.
Yeah.
Yeah, Leah's
Uh,
peanut gallery comments are Brightwing's inner monologue.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what her normal language sounds like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if nobody has any objections with just checking in places and see if something happens along the way, that could work.
As long as we make a point to not get derailed until we've visited all of those places.
Unless something is incredibly urgent. Yeah.
From a point of consciousness, are we willingly closing the books on the three children and leaving it to whoever is in
No.
their areas?
Well, that's what I was hoping with having their picture, right? So if those two delightful individuals in the cart took them south, we might be able to find them.
Maybe
Where
they pass back through Prowwood.
Exactly.
was the
It's
cart on that side of Soffeld, Matt? Or was it towards, like, was it on the side of Proward? Was it on the side of Caffrel or Garrick?
You're talking about the duo in the cart
Yeah.
when you pass them?
When they were leaving, yeah.
The tracks.
They were going
when we
towards
Both times
found
you
it.
both times you passed them was between Proward and Soffeld. The first time was much closer to Proward, and it was when you guys came out of the under river, whatever it was,
Yeah.
hunting the Blightlings. And then the second time was much closer to Soffeld, as you were going up towards.
They were going towards Proward. 'Cause they were on the same.
If
Yeah.
they went through Proward and they were trying to go anywhere south, they'd have to go with the hop across ferry to get anywhere.
So we
Perhaps
can
they
check
saw
with
them.
Yeah.
Something that's going to get there.
That would be my only guess. If they continued south, someone might have seen those kids. Either when they dropped them off, in passing, whatever it would have been. But they're not here. And maybe we can keep trying to send messages to them, see if they're around.
Can any of us redraw their images on these papers so we're not flashing dossiers?
The children, or We never met the children.
Yeah, but their pictures are
The
on
pictures are on the
papers.
dossiers.
Yeah.
Oh, I could
Just copy
try.
it to a new paper.
Just trying to not tip off anybody that may have seen them or would recognize the symbol.
I mean,
That's
the
a
good
good
news
point.
with twins is you only have to draw them once.
Yep.
So, I could give it a shot.
Okay.
Pull out a pencil and piece of paper and see if this sucks.
Unless you want to, I'm not gonna make you roll for it, given that you have a sketch right there and you're just copying it down. I would say if you believe that Faye has decent artistical skill, you can make a fine.
I would say that Mama tried to get her to be a painter as well until
That's
Mhm.
right.
they rerouted.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
So
yeah,
she
then
knows,
you,
like, you do start with the circle and you do the
Uh-huh.
thing. Yeah.
You're also not really pressed for time, so you have ample time to draw a good sketch.
I will say the depictions that are on there seem almost like some filters where you can take a photograph and make it look like a drawing.
Yeah.
Mm.
It almost looks like that, given the nature of where you found it, who you found it with, and what all has been involved in this, it seems likely that it was magically imprinted on there in some way. And so your recreation is definitely more of a sketch in comparison, but
I'll confirm with Lorwyn if she thinks it's accurate for the twins at least.
Freaking
Um,
AI art taking over artistry.
true. Yes, she says that it looks exactly like them.
Yeah, it's a good idea too. Also, in case we ever have to leave it with someone, so that they can ask. That's a good one.
Maybe in the days coming, I'll make a couple copies. It just deteriorates. It's like a copy of a copy of a copy. At the end, it's just a
Going
stick
through the
figure.
printer multiple times, starts getting
Yeah.
faded. Yeah.
So as our next step, I mean, if we stick to the roads, obviously Prowad, but after that, would we go the back roads to Viliad or go straight to Ilmara?
Well, I think the big question is, once that we get to Proward with the 3 horses, Lucy pull a cart?
I can ask. Yeah.
Otherwise
I'll
we're
be right back.
walking and we're slowed down.
You can go outside and ask
I mean, we could buy the horses.
if
I
they
just-
want to put up with us anymore.
Just quickly peek my head out the door. Hey, Luce.
Hmm.
How do you feel about pulling a cart?
Okay. As you ask this, you notice a small crowd of people, like in a ring a good 15 feet
no.
away. Just
Oh.
random people who just are staring intently. And she
Oh.
looks over at them and then looks back at you.
Eh? Could be fun. We'll talk later. It seems like you're a little busy.
I will say roll a general intelligence check, Adwin.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, the misery.
That's a 6.
A 6. It's hard to know. She's certainly a little buffer than the average horse, but like Antonio's pretty buff, and he still pulls it as 2. You don't know whether a horse and a Lucy would be a good idea, and it might also depend on how many of you are in the cart and how many of you are not. So tough to know.
Yeah, we'll do all the logistical stuff a bit later, I think. Hi everyone. This is Lucy.
Yours?
Yeah, she belongs to me. She's real nice.
Are you sure?
Yeah, of course. Hey Lucy, you're nice, right?
Everybody takes a small step back.
No,
Except for this mousy-haired, like maybe 8-year-old boy, who is just staring very, very intently, big eyes. Everyone else kind of steps back, and he kind of steps forward.
Welcome, say hello.
Can I pet her?
Absolutely, yeah. Come on. Lucy,
steps
coming in
up a
for
little bit.
pets.
Looks back at his what you assume to be his mom, who looks terrified.
I look over to her and just sort of pat the sword around my hip and just kind of nod my head, just reassure her a bit silently.
Please be careful.
If your kid messes with my owlbear, he's done.
Jogs over. Yeah. And stands like 2 feet
This
away.
kid's gonna get got.
Just say it.
Pokes out a finger, and it pokes like into her lower left leg. He giggles, and then pets it, scratches a little bit. She kind of kicks just once or twice. She's real big.
Yeah. She's very large.
What does she eat?
Pull out a piece of jerky. Just hand it to him.
He takes it, and then tries to throw it, and it's just not the best throw. Ends up on the ground, but she immediately snaps it up off the ground, throws it back, and he giggles again. That's real cool.
I know, right? It's awesome.
Runs back to his mom, and everybody seems to. There's a little bit less like
Oh.
fearful bug-eyedness and a little bit more just general curiosity, and then the group starts to disperse a little bit, kind of, to a degree. It's a little bit less obvious, at least. People are still looking, but...
Lucy, if people want to give you pets, let them give you pets. Alright? We'd be gentle. Perfect. No, going back inside.
Okay.
I got no fucking idea. We'll have to probably work out the logistics on whether or not Crater will get along with Lucy, or vice versa, and whether or not she's actually willing to do something like that. So, yeah, it's gonna be a whole thing. We'll have a talk.
I think we talked about this initially, but I don't remember if Crater has ever done cart pulling. I think the
do not
issue
believe
was
so.
pairing him with somebody else.
Well, yes,
kind
there
of
was
the-
that.
Yeah.
You decided to pair, Catherine and Antonio, because Crater's
Yeah. Crater's a
a
little shit.
crater. Yep.
Okay. I mean, we can. If Lucy won't do it, we'll see if Crater will, and if push comes to shove, we'll figure out an alternative.
Sounds good.
She doesn't like pulling the cart. Maybe she could push it.
That would be hilarious.
It would be really funny if that were the case, yeah. Well, I'll talk with him. We'll see what we can do.
Okay. Anything else to wrap up tonight?
Once I'm in my room, I would. Wrong document. I'm gonna cast Sending.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
2.
Luke.
Okay.
Someone keep count because I didn't type this up. Passing through town soon. Is the guest house available? Can't wait to see you all. Give Bron a kiss for me.
Okay. You wait a few seconds. You know the guest room's always available. Be good to see you. It's been quite a while. Let me know when, I suppose. And, well, more likely to give Braun a slap than a kiss, but fair enough. That's all you get.
A side note on that interaction. Right when Luke responded, my twin brother Luke texted me.
Oh.
Spelled differently, but yes.
Yeah. And a much, much, much larger age gap.
How's it going? Relax. Whole night.
Okay. Yep. All right. You guys spend the most civilized, well, except for one of you, night's rest that you have in a few weeks. Wake up in the morning feeling pretty refreshed. Are you guys
Damn it, I thought you were gonna say it. I was so excited.
feeling like P. Diddy?
That's the one!
Okay. Are you gonna straight jet, or do you have anything else to handle here?
I need to take that bucket
Mm-hmm.
and I am going to pour out all the water, but I'm gonna like hold my hand in front of all the stuff that's inside that's been marinating in the sugar water mixture.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to try to beat Eclipse to the stable.
Okay.
He's trying to win
You wake up
favor.
nice and early. Is this applesauce?
I don't know what happens to apples and carrots when they sit in regular water with sugar for an entire night. I
So they're
imagine
still
pretty-
whole.
They're still whole. I didn't cut them up or anything.
Okay.
What I'm going for is I'm basically
like
going for
marinated.
this marinated grassy
With grass.
flour, kind of like a candied apple kind of thing.
Interesting.
Just
Covered in
without
wet
making it
sugar
anything
grass.
caramelized at
Yeah.
all.
No.
Not right.
You
Okay,
didn't
I mean,
cook it.
Nope.
You didn't.
Yasnet
there's no
doesn't
oats.
understand what is going
Hold on.
on here, so we're
He
going
is.
bare bones
Okay.
with what he's learned so
Alright.
far.
go for it.
And I am going to try to walk in holding this amalgamation of carrot, grass, apple, and just look at Comet. I'm just gonna sit there with it in my hand. Or I'm sorry, Crater. Different campaign. Comet,
Different species.
Icewind Alien, Shepherd,
Human.
Dragon. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm just gonna hold one of them and just stare at him.
Okay.
Also T-pose.
You made a brine. So what you did was made a brine without
A sugar
salt.
brine.
Yeah,
It was a
brine.
sugar
I
brine.
did brine without salt. Yes, that is
That's what
exactly
you
what I
did.
did.
Yeah.
Because Brian knows how
Water
to do a
that has
brine.
been essenced with apples and carrots.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
you did.
And I'm going to slowly walk to his stall and just hold it out in front of me, just out of reach, just to see if I can get any sort of a gauge as to how he's feeling about it.
Okay. He seems interested. Roll. What the hell is the recipe check? I'm gonna say roll a intelligence check to see how successfully you mix this stuff to make something that might be of interest, and then we'll have you roll an animal handling check with potential effects based
Four.
on that. 4. Okay.
Literally just bunch of water, all the sugar that I had,
Yep,
apples, carrots, grass. Like
Yep,
that,
yep. Okay, and you're holding an apple that was soaked in this.
Apple
correct?
with like a bunch of the grass around it, just by itself, holding it in my hand. It's a sticky mess, but I'm just holding it.
Okay.
These things individually are delicious.
Okay. Given how bad your check was, you're not going to get any advantage, but roll straight animal handling.
18.
Okay. You bring it close enough that he can fully smell it, and
We can be friends. Hold it closer.
within his reach.
Within his reach.
Okay. He takes a few seconds to sniff around it, sniff under your hand, kind of do that little horse lip thing, trying to evaluate what the heck this is, and then
I love when they do that shit.
yep, takes it in his teeth, munches it. Takes a few seconds.
I'm gonna hold up a carrot. Same amalgamation mess.
He sticks his neck way out and
Yep.
flaps his and eats it.
We're on the same page.
The horse language of gimme.
Do not
Yep.
tell Eclipse. And I'm going to take the whole bucket and just pour it into his stall.
Oh my god!
And then go away.
Okay. How many apples and carrots are we talking about here?
I think I did 4 apples and then like maybe 3 or 4 carrots.
Okay.
Gosh.
Yep.
About to say, this horse is about to be overfed and won't be able to ride today.
No, he's
No,
fine.
yeah, he's fine. Okay. You aren't sure what you may have gained from this, but
Mhm.
it seems to have gone decently well.
Mhm.
Okay.
Incredible.
Mhm.
What a perfect way to end this fucking arc.
I'm
man.
1 for 2. 1 for 2. Let's go.
Yep.
Try it.
Ryan is literally just someone in Stardew Valley.
This
just
is for
giving-
me. This is all me.
Somehow I think this is Brian's only goal in the campaign now.
Because the companionship doesn't share in Stardew, you gotta do it yourself.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Oh my god.
Rest of you gather up.
Yep.
And you're gonna head
So-
south. Anything else you want to do?
My only question is how long between him doing that and me getting down there? Because I feel like...
I will leave it largely up to you, but probably not more than half an hour or so.
Okay. I think it will
Half an hour
take
to an
long
hour.
enough that it will be gone, and I
Yes.
will have no idea.
I think it will
Yes.
take him about like 74 seconds to eat that.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah. I'll leave that as completely unnoticed on my radar whatsoever.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll go ahead and we've already paid for it, so I'll get him out, kind of check on him, make sure
Okay.
he's good to go.
Yeah, he is. He seems peppy, but good to go. Happy.
All right, buddy. Ready to go? And just
Yep.
Pat.
All right. You guys hitch up the cart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Lucy,
Are you outside of town still, or are you back in town?
I'm in town. Or
Okay.
no, I'm. We're hitching up the cart, so we're having this conversation as the cart's being hitched.
Yeah.
Okay, so Lucy's nearby.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I would have already told them about.
That's what I was wondering about. They
Lucy.
have not met yet,
That have been part of
but
the
you want to
ritual
tell the
before,
horses
I'm
about
sure.
Lucy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta take a.
These are our friends as well. That is Crater. That's Antonio. That's Catherine. They are friends. They are helping us out.
She seems to get it.
Now, they are going to be pulling the cart currently, so you can kind of see what I was talking about, right? If that's something that it seems like you might be into, we can give it a whirl once we get to the next town. Sound good? Radical. Alright.
Okay. And Brightwing, you tell the horses about Lucy and that she's a friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will be like, I understand. She will look like Predator, but she is very, very nice and listens to Edwin. So you will be safe. I only ask that you, and if we need to keep distance, we will keep distance. I only ask that you remain calm as we journey back.
Roll a persuasion check.
God.
Oh fuck.
A 6.
A 6. Okay, I'm gonna roll for the horses. That's cocked. Classic Antonio. Okay. Okay. Eclipse, roll a d20.
What the fuck are you right now? It's a 19.
Okay.
Jesus,
Wait,
this lad.
wait, you're rolling well now?
Yep.
For the
This
horse.
is the day?
It's crater related, so I would hope so.
And so I will say, Brighton, with your passive insight and the fact that you have Speak with Animals up, once the meeting is made, you are able to pretty clearly identify. Antonio is threatened, but does not want to show it and buries any fear and attempts to put on a brave exterior. Catherine is concerned and hesitant for sure, but actually decently okay. And Crater, you almost get the sense from Crater that he doesn't even understand that this thing would eat him in the wild, because he just cares so little. He is so down for hanging out with this owl bear.
Let's
To
fucking
be fair, he hangs out
go!
with me.
Perfect.
So
True.
I'd be kind of surprised.
Yep.
I'm
Yeah,
so
he's-
stoked for Lucy and Crater to be besties.
Yeah, Crater is totally here for this. He even like goes up and gives her a big sniff. She gives him a
Perfect.
Yeah.
It's everything I could dream.
Yep.
Oh, same.
Okay. Antonio and Catherine are hitched up. Eclipse, you're on
I'm on
Crater. Aedwin on Lucy. Rest of you in the cart. Yasnip driving.
I'll drive.
Thank you.
Okay.
Was this animal handling?
It is animal handling, yes.
Nah, that's all you, girl.
Okay, I'll drive.
Okay. Brightwing's gonna drive.
I will sing in the back as we set off. I'll just be on the road again.
Yep.
I can't wait to get on the, and I'll give you inspiration.
Hell yes.
Which is a D8, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
It is now.
Oh wow, a natural 19 plus 4
Wow.
on the
The horse
expert,
checks.
plus
All the
4
horse
on
checks
the
today.
D8. So 23 plus 5 to animal handling.
28?
Oh my
Let's
gosh.
go!
The most unfazed horses.
Yeah.
For real, though.
This is the most baffling of experiences, but the horses seem honestly glad to be on the road, and so maybe that helps part of it. But yeah, totally chill and stoked about being on the move again, and very willing to follow your lead. And you guys start heading south again. Anything anyone wants to do, say, on the first day of travel at all?
A read.
Okay. Most definitely. All right. Day of travel goes by. Night arrives. Who would take the first watch? Okay. Roll a perception check.
15.
15. Okay. Couple hours into your watch, you hear from a little ways away what sounds like a twig crack.
Without
You
really
look over that.
shifting, take a look over.
Okay. You see a small shadow moving. And then it stops. And then it's moving again. It seems to be trying to move around behind where you are sitting.
Only one?
You see one.
Alright. I'll keep trying to keep an eye on it. I'll kind of like shift, maybe move. Look like I'm messing with, like, I'll pull out a coin, start rolling it over the fingers, acting like I don't notice it.
Okay. About a minute goes by, and then you, from your angle, can just see out of the side of your peripheral this small shape scuttle up towards a tent, appearing to try to get closer to you and trying to angle behind you still, or closer to the camp.
I'll small minor illusion, like a loud fire snap inside of Eclipse's tent to try to wake her up.
Okay. Like a fireworks sound. Or you mean like the wood sound of wood?
Yeah, like
snapping.
the sound of wood
Okay.
snapping, like it's a campfire
Yeah.
crackle.
Okay. So it's not too loud, or is it like amplified?
Slightly, like it'd be enough to try to wake her up, but
Okay.
it would be discernible to be louder than normal.
Okay. And coincidentally, I would say that tent is the tent that this shape is near, and you hear this. And then it ducks behind the tent. Eclipse, you wake up more at the sound of the squawk.
The fuck? I get out of my tent.
I'll
Shield up.
I'll look at Eclipse and just hold up a finger and look behind her tent and then cast invisibility.
Okay. Eclipse, you stay inside?
I'm gonna say, yeah, like just on the inside, but I'm just facing out with my
Okay.
shield up.
Okay. And Yasna, do you stay where you're at, invisible?
I'm gonna get up and walk around behind the tent.
Okay, roll stealth check with advantage.
25.
25! Okay. You get up and begin silently moving.
I apologize.
As you do,
22.
22. You see, step out from behind the tent, a small goblin
Oh no.
that looks familiar.
Is this
Oh,
Claire?
no.
Yes, it looks
Oh,
to be
no.
Clert.
Oh, I love this goblin too!
And he begins stealthing towards where you were, and then notices you're gone
Mhm.
and stops.
Does he have a weapon on him?
He appears to have a sharpened stick. It doesn't look to be a fancy weapon, but something that he could potentially stab something with if needed.
Does he have it out or is it at his waist?
It's out.
I'm gonna try to yank it out of his hand.
Okay, roll an athletics check. With advantage, based on the surprise, I'm going to say.
It was an 18 and a 19 for 19.
Okay, that's enough. You sneak up behind him with your 22, yank. Ah!
Hello?
Why are you here?
Tries to find you, cannot see you.
You are invisible?
No, you just can't see me. You've gone blind. I'm sorry to inform you.
What? Give me back my sword!
Sword? What do you intend to do with it?
He starts feeling out like a blind person would, even though he can very clearly see all the other objects around him. Trying to find you.
Do you have anything to report?
Yes. I tried to sneak up.
Hmm.
See if I got
He seems very upset with himself that he couldn't pull off the sneak up.
Clert found bandits.
Okay.
Bunch of grumpy people in small fort. Not far. Maybe couple hours that way.
He points what you have surmised to be generally a little bit deeper into the forest and further south.
How did your talk with your clan go?
Clert is valued scout. Helps find prey for hunters. Not everyone agrees he is useful yet, but working.
It's very good. And does Clert still want to kill us?
No.
Drop invisibility.
Okay.
Hand out the stick.
Huh.
Give him 2 gold.
He takes it.
Do I show you?
Let's find out. Eclipse,
Right
what
now?
do you think?
What?
Do you think that we should look into these bandits? Sorry for waking you, by the way. Well, he woke
Ah!
you, yes, but...
He looks
Fine.
over to see you. Takes like a good 8 steps away. Holds his
Yeah, I'm gonna
sword
climb
a
out of
little
the tent,
tighter.
Kind of get up. Bandits? Isn't that what we asked them to check on last time?
Yeah, from... Mayor Maddock. He originally had questions of bandits.
Horned man sent Clert on mission to find. Clert found.
Clert paid.
I
Mm.
mean... We can check on it in the morning. Do you know where they're at?
Can show you.
I mean, I can go with him. Take a look at it. If you want to stay here.
A few hours away, he said.
Okay. Crater might make too much noise. Might hear him coming.
Tell you what, Clert. Here's some jerky. Bought some jerky I had left over.
He snatches it.
Hang with us for the night. You don't stab anybody with that stick. What happened to your sword?
They took Clert's sword because cannot fight.
If you don't stab anybody, I'll give you a dagger.
But they will take again.
That's why you have to learn to conceal it. Much easier to hide.
Oh.
And I'll like pull one of the daggers out and then hold it in a hand and flip it around so it's like behind the hand, behind the wrist. Little sleight of hand to hide it.
Okay.
You can teach Clert this?
Well, I have to sleep eventually, but I can give you a little bit of a pointer.
And Clert, hang out.
Sit down, talk.
Clert not much of talker.
And just watch.
Clert can watch.
He skitters over to the log where you were sitting, pops up on it, and takes a bite of this jerky. Looks around. He seems to be down for this to some degree.
Alright.
Sorry, Clip.
It's fine. We'd be doing them a favor on the way out. Alright. Oh. Wait till I guess I'll take the next shift at this point. So.
About how far are we into the first one?
couple hours.
Would you like to go
So, yeah,
now?
yeah, we can do that.
Okay. Do you
Look,
go sit by the
she's-
fire?
She's not as forgiving as I. You better behave.
Ah.
I'll sit across from the fire, just like pat my shield. I'm just gonna sit there.
Okay, he scoots as far back on his log as he can.
Understandable. Then yeah, I just take my watch.
Okay. All right. We will take our break there
Yeah.
and pick up in 4 minutes and 90 seconds.
You guys better pee fast.
So, 5 minutes and 30 seconds.
General
Yes,
purpose.
but also 490.
Yes.
All right.
Or technically Japan?
Technically, that sounds correct.
Mm,
Yeah.
Country code?
Yep.
Yeah, 490 to 499.
That sounds
All right. See you all then.
The irony.
right. We're back.
The rest of the night and the watches pass without much issue. Eclipse and whoever takes third watch. Clert just keeps munching on jerky and sitting on his log and eyeing everybody, especially Eclipse, for the entirety of your watch. And everyone else, when you either wake up for a watch or in the morning, you find a goblin sitting in your camp.
Why?
Okay, did another pet crawl out of the forest and we just so happened to, like, keep it?
Are we
It's the same
collecting
one.
them?
That's the point. It's supposed to be an... anyways.
He holds up his gold piece.
Why?
So,
What information did he collect?
Yellow, goldish yellow bandanas with black symbol. Possibly Clert did not get too close.
Gold bandanas.
I mean, it's a detour, but they did ask us to do it.
I mean, we're going south anyway, right?
Yeah.
Ish.
It is a little bit deeper into trees, but not far. Maybe mile off the road.
Shit. They're not really smart, are they?
No. This will be easy.
Oh.
How many of them are there, Clint?
He looks down at his fingers, of which there are only 4 on each hand.
Ah!
I can only count to 4.
How many times can you count to 4, though?
At least 2 hands.
At least 2 hands.
So more
oh
than
my.
us.
I mean, I'm a musician. I can only count to 4, so.
I can only count to
Isn't it 8?
Oh, we're passing it to a new goblin.
That feels a little wrong.
Recycle.
Ooh, okay, roll sleight of hand check.
I don't see it.
Oh! It was actually a really good roll for Clert.
I see it.
I got a 5.
He points to the left. His left. He did not. It was actually pretty close. He rolled really well, but not enough. Okay.
Ah! Clert, I see all. Ah!
Swings around with his rusty dagger.
He
It's
sees
absolutely
Lucy
nothing.
not too
Lucy.
far away. Yeah.
Just
Do we kill?
No!
No.
God, no. No, this is
We
a
all
friend.
take it together.
No.
No.
No, we do not.
Oh.
Lucy is a friend. See? Very friendly.
Does not look friendly.
Well, she is. Let's not judge based on looks, alright?
Fine.
If I wanted to judge you based on looks, right, I would call you a little murderous fucknugget. Wait.
What?
See? That's what I mean. It's really mean. So let's not judge Lucy by how she looks.
Actually, I think that might be compliment.
Oh dear. Okay, we need to move on. Oh, that's right. No, I remember you now. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Well, look, if you're going to murderous rampage within our little group, I'll just give you a quick punt, alright? So, don't do that.
No punt.
No kill.
Deal.
Fantastic. I
I
love
wish it was that easy
democracy.
the first time.
Do you want to see bandits?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, follow Kurt.
You guys pack up camp. Do you want to bring the horses and the cart, or go up the road and then leave them?
We would like hide them in the trees.
Yeah.
Okay.
Since
Okay.
it's a good distance, I think once he says we're getting close,
Yeah.
just kind of.
Yeah, we're not leaving them hours away.
Actually, Adwin,
Yeah, what's up?
can you leave Lucy with them? So that if something does happen, she can help them.
Hey, Luce. Can you stay by the cart and keep the horses safe?
Because I know you didn't want her going straight into battle or anything.
Yeah. We're
Just
gonna
for
leave
the
you on protection duty, alright? Just keep the cart, keep the horses safe. If anything happens, if anybody tries to approach, kick some ass. If it looks like you might not be able to do that, maybe just come find us.
Okay. Do you tie the horses to the cart or a tree, or do you let them just stand as they are?
I just let them stay. That way, if something is problematic, they can get the fuck out of there.
Okay. As you give the commands to Lucy and then start to head away, you see Lucy start to like pace around, and you see Crater follow her, and then turn, follow her the other way.
Yeah.
He's,
He
I don't
will
know
kick
what
some
he
bitch in
might
the
think he's
face.
helping. Yeah. Well,
Goodest boy.
Clerk
more
starts
concerned with-
leading you deeper, a little bit deeper, and a little bit more south, and it takes a couple hours, as he expected.
Are we leaving the
Before
horses
eventually-
hours away?
No,
No.
no.
Oh.
No,
No.
this is from the camp, but your
Okay.
stopping point was like, maybe, I think you'd probably try to stop you around half an hour out. We'll TBD how accurately he targets that.
Yeah.
20 minutes or so. And then at one point, and it is overcast. It's pretty gray above. So there's a decent amount of shadow within the trees. But eventually,
Fort is not far, maybe 1 minute walk. That way. But lots of grumpy people. They keeping watch. So have to be sneaky. Like Klurt.
Now, when you say fort, do you mean like a little castle, or is it a camp? Are there tents?
you're muted, Brian.
Backwards, apparently. And when you say fort, do you mean like a castle? Or are they just tents?
Not
We
castle,
have
not
walls.
tents. Wood walls. Tents inside wood walls, but kind of like fence.
How
I
tall
don't
is the
know.
fence? Taller than us.
Taller.
Okay, they might not be that stupid.
Is there an entrance?
Hmm.
One
There
entrance?
are. I
Oh, shit.
I'm not sure. I remember one, but I did not go all the way around. And there are towers at the entrance, keeping watch.
Hmm.
Monarch,
Yeah,
one of these
Hawk might come in
days.
handy.
Yes, Murdoch said he wanted them dispatched, yeah?
He said the only evidence that we needed to bring back was their bandanas.
So,
Well, if we want a little bit of a better reconnaissance, I could take a look.
We are going to kill these people?
They have been killing others.
They'll continue to, likely. Like the ones that struck us so long ago. When Seraph died.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
Should we take a look?
Okay. Well, before we do, what are the odds that we get there undetected? I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, really fucking low. If we all go together. Which, I feel like we probably should. Right.
Could stagger it a little bit. The two of us could stay back, just not incredibly far, but far enough.
Okay.
Yasnub could try to get closer. If it gets bad, I'll bolt in first.
I could try to confuse a few of them, get them on our side even. For, well, maybe not our side, but make them ambivalent to us. Perhaps even open the gate.
I could make two of us
Okay.
invisible.
Could work.
But I'm quite limited. If I do that, it's just my weapon.
What if we created a small wooden badger and we all hid inside it, and then when they brought it inside, we just burst out?
How
Did
big are
we
you
have-
thinking? Because,
We'll
I
be
mean,
big enough to fit enough of us in there. I mean, someone's got to push it up, right? So it can't be
Well,
all
the
of
person,
us.
I mean, the person pushing could be invisible.
Guys, this was a bit. We're not supposed to be considering this.
I kinda look between me and him, and I'm like, have you ever seen a badger that big?
Yes. And it was fucking horrifying.
So what are the odds that we do that? And you push it close enough that they're gonna be just okay with that.
It was a joke.
So do two of us go in invisible, or do I send in a couple of friends?
Oh, that's right. I think the friends might be good. Based on you previously doing that, do they look like natural creatures or do they look ethereal?
They would look natural. They would be considered different, but they would look normal.
Okay, so they don't glow or anything.
Mhm.
Then yeah. That could be a good idea for recon at least.
I think that's safer.
Mm.
And then we're all together.
I don't really have a way to get out if we get caught, unless visible again. Well, all right. I am going to cast Flock of Familiars.
Okay.
And let's say that we take one hawk,
Mm-hmm.
2 weasels,
Mm-hmm.
and make the last one a rat.
Okay.
A rat.
A rat.
Let's fucking go.
Okay.
And I'll send the hawk off to try to get a count of how many people are inside and the layout, to kind of like perch up on that nearby high tree, and then send the weasels forward to get inside of the fort, as well as the rat. But the rat's going to be more in the interior things, like if there's little tents and stuff, he's going to...
Okay. So your hawk is your hawk doing like a bit of a flyover?
Yeah, he going high up.
Okay. All right. I will show you a map then, because your hawk would get the visibility on everything. Okay, so here's what the hawk sees from above.
Oh,
with
shit.
the
Oh.
knowledge that some of the gaps on the top aren't quite that wide, but imaginations. You see built up a large fence of trunks that are spiked at the top that is mostly gapless. There is a opening at the bottom that has a small gate, and there's an opening at the top where a couple of carts are. And near each of those openings, you see small towers, like maybe 20 feet tall, with ladders, and each of them has what looks to be a humanoid figure with a crossbow. You also see a number of tents and a built log cabin-like structure somewhat near the center that is covered up with a roof.
This thing?
Mm-hmm. That has stairwells up into it. It's like built up onto kind of a lofted
Stilts.
perspective. Yes, stilts. And you see a ton of crates, barrels, the couple carts, several sacks. It looks like that they have collected quite a lot of the imports and exports of nearby areas, potentially. You see in total, with from the Hawk's perspective at least, 7 figures, 2 of which are in the guard towers holding crossbows, as well as 2 dogs. They look like houndy guard dogs that are chained or on a chain held by one of the bandits. And there is a group of them sitting by a fire, seeming to maybe be having conversation, maybe eating. That's the majority of what you see. With the
Well,
hawk.
I'll say to everybody, looks like about 10 tents with a large established building. Count 7 at least. I can
Maybe
send
a
in
few
a,
more.
I can send in a few to look a little bit closer.
Yes.
I'll send the weasels to the tents. I'm gonna send the rat to the building.
Okay. Roll stealth checks. Your weasels separating?
Yeah, if we could, I'm gonna have one coming from the west side, one coming from the east side. We'll just kind of wrap
Okay.
around. I'm
Alright.
just trying to get eyes on as many areas as possible.
Okay, let's go west side weasel stealth check first.
Okay.
West side.
West side represent.
West side.
Okay. Not bad. 18.
Okay.
I apologize. Dirty 20. He
Okay.
has proficiency.
East side weasel stealth
East
check.
side weasel. Not great. 7.
Damn.
7.
Mhm.
Okay, and then rat stealth check.
Red.
That one was just gonna get
A
eaten
rat.
by a dog.
He is a flat 18.
Wow. Okay, 2 for 3. Okay, your west side weasel.
Sad weasel boy.
Mhm. Scurries in, finds that one large tent that's here, and sees it. You want them to go inside the tents or like peek under them?
So do they have sides, or are they open on the
They
bottom?
do.
Okay.
No, they're closed.
I'd want them to peek in to see if there's more people, specifically looking
Okay.
for people.
Okay. They see no people in there. A bunch more supplies and sacks of things that seem to have been collected. Do you want that one to go further in than this tent?
Yeah, he'd probably look in this one, and then
Okay.
shift over to this one.
Okay. This one he finds what looks to be a collection of specifically gold sacks. You can see gold and silver. And again, no people. And then you said this one?
Yeah.
More supplies, no other people. He finishes his round. East side weasel.
Be this one first.
Okay. Checks that tent. More supplies. No people. Then what? This one?
He'd go down because it's closer.
Okay. I will say while he's in this tent, you do hear voices from the fireplace. Do you want him to stop and listen or keep... You're listening through him, I assume.
Yeah.
And looking. Okay.
Looking through them, like, as they go. Trying to get the indicators going, but I would cue into each one specific.
Okay. While he's in that one, before moving to the other one, you hear a couple voices talking. One sort of gruff voice you hear say,
Aye, that might have been the easiest load we've lifted all year. Somehow these people get softer every season.
and then you hear a second voice come in.
Don't make a lick of sense, do it? You'd think a good beating would teach them a thing or two. I don't know, Jaws. That's all you got growing up, and you're still stupider than a rock.
Hey, fuck you, Grinner. At least I can get laid without paying for it. And you hear a third voice.
At least sometimes he actually pays for it.
And that seems to create a silence. You don't hear any more talking. And then your weasel scuttles down towards this other tent. And as it does, the dog...
Oh no.
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
and pulls at his chain. And the man holding him looks over. What? You smell something? He lets the chain go, and the dog sprints towards your weasel.
Which way are we?
You guys are southwest of the map. Well, southwest of the map, but in reality, that would be northeast in real life.
Hmm.
So upwards, the direction you're going is that way.
If it's a reaction thing, I'd have him dash up towards this tent. If you'd allow.
Okay.
His movement speed is
Roland-
30 feet.
Roll a dex check.
Dex check.
What kind of dog, Matt?
Have you seen The Sandlot?
Oh my
Shit.
god.
That kind of dog.
No.
Oh boy.
What did the director say? We need so much shit right now, man.
General
We're never
dex, you
getting
said?
our baseball back.
14.
Okay, the dog rolled higher. He's gonna make an attack.
No.
12. What is the AC of your weasel?
13, motherfucker!
Okay,
Got those
he
Converse on. He running.
chomps at your weasel.
Aw.
Your weasel darts away and
Yeah,
begins.
flyers.
He's
So
got the
begins a
flyers.
chase.
Mhm.
The man who let the dog go seems to recognize and see that it's a critter and lets it happen. We'll set that aside for
Yep.
now. We'll resolve the chase later.
Oh, yeah.
Rat. You rolled an 18
18
on
on the
stealth
rat,
for the
yeah.
rat? Okay. So your rat makes it over to this building, clambers up one of the posts, and finds a small hole, gets inside. You see what seems to be kind of a both rest area, and there's like a table with the map set out on it, and you see two figures. One is a woman, and almost all this group look to be human. You see a woman with a pair of axes on her back, and one of these gold bandanas. Looks pretty rough and tumbles, many piercings, kind of messy, greasy black hair that's tied off. And then you see a dark-skinned, pretty broad-shouldered man who looks to be well-armed, both sitting at a table. And your rat comes in and hears them talking. And you hear the woman,
150, 250. Da. That should put us half a job's take from the quota. We'll be sleeping under the roof by the end of the month. And you hear the man. Are you accounting for our share off the top? I have no interest in sacrificing my cut to save our skins again. Relax, that was an anomaly. Silver Eye was in bad mood, and you're lucky he took it out on your purse and not your ear, or your pinky finger, or your cut. And the man cuts her off. I fucking get it, Nadia. Thank you. Damn right, thank me. Even after we deliver, we'll make more in a month with the mob at our back than we would have in a year before this deal. I'd always thought friends in high places was mostly bullshit, but if it gets me a soft Ilmarin bed and a soft Ilmarin whore to share it, who am I to complain? And the man responds, don't get too ahead of yourself. We still have the last run. You worry too much, Dale. We're golden. Pun intended. That's where the conversation stops. They go back to doing whatever it is they're doing. You're muted.
You're muted.
Fuck. Silver Eye? Was that the name?
You did hear that name, yes.
It seems like they've finished a job. Trying to get higher connections with someone in Elmara named Silver Eye.
Is that? No, I wouldn't know what that. I wouldn't recognize that.
Would I recognize that?
Who knows the mob?
Not in this campaign.
Aedwin, roll a...
Let's see.
Would I know this as well?
Would it have been like a rumor or a tall tale talked about in bars?
I will say that Aedwin would be the only person with a chance, maybe, at recognizing this, and it will be a disadvantage history check.
Brightwing's in the mob.
Yeah, I believe it.
Brightwing already knows she doesn't need to roll. No.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
have encountered mob-like bandits. Ever?
If you're talking about rolling for this name,
Okay, got it. That's
yeah,
fair.
you would.
That's fair. That's fair.
You would
that's
have
fair.
no chance of
Yeah.
knowing this name.
That's fair.
Neither would I, evidently.
Okay.
So,
What'd you roll?
Yeah. I rolled a natural 5 and a natural 1. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Nope.
Fuck all.
Yeah, does not ring a bell.
Silver Eye sounds painful.
Apparently it
You
took
are
some-
very familiar with the Brennazon mob in Ilmara, Aedwin, for what it's worth.
Right.
But it's not that person by name.
Just
We
not
heard
that
about
name.
them from the monk, or from.
Oh yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
He did mention
Um,
the Brenners and
Faye, you heard that name in some people's minds.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Ah,
Mm.
And then I think
Did
you may
I?
have talked to Rylus about it. I'm not sure.
yeah.
I don't recall if we did or not.
I don't think you did, but
Well, we talked to him about several things, but there were
You did.
connections made.
Would
Oh,
I be
that's
able
right.
to do like a general history check on the Brennison mob itself?
just for
Just for like
Oh.
general info.
sure, yes.
I know fuck all.
Okay. You know it exists, and you know that Scarlet Swords have at various times had runnings in with them, probably, but don't know the details of it.
Yeah,
It's not
I got a
necessarily super
7.
important.
On the scale of Yakuza to the actual American or Italian mob. How far are we?
Yeah.
Well, the two in the building seem to be running everything. The woman specifically. Building 2 axes.
Probably full of herself.
I mean, we could go up and cause some chaos.
They've hurt people and plan to hurt more.
So we have the option of hurting them back. We can either do it, run out the gate. We could try and formulate some sort of plan to infiltrate first. I mean, it seems like our style is really just kind of walking in and causing a ruckus, so...
How tall are these towers?
20, maybe 18, 20 feet.
Towers are a concern.
We can light them up. They're not going to be a concern for long.
Have you drawn out in the dirt this situation, Yaznip, or you just described it?
I would think that a lot of this is happening all at once.
Okay.
This conversation's probably better for after the chase, but...
Okay. Yeah. Roll an acrobatics check.
For the weasel?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he has proficient. Oh my god. This fucking weasel.
This weasel got the sneakers.
This weasel.
Weasel's good to
It's
go.
a natural 19. Let me look at his thing.
Oh
Weasel.
my god.
Whoa!
He doesn't have acrobatics, so it's a 22.
Okay. He darts, dodges, dips, dives, ducks, and dodges this dog for a good, 2 minutes between tents.
Can you lead the dog back to us?
I don't... Is he able to, communicate with the animal to have it come back?
I can command it as long as it's within a mile.
Oh, shit.
Telepathically, you can command it within a mile.
Let me verify.
That's pretty intense.
Let me verify.
No pun intended, as he's currently in a tent.
Familiar summoned by the spell can telepathically communicate with you and share their visual or auditory senses while they're within 1 mile. They operate under find. Oh, okay. So find familiar would be. Is
I
find
think you have
familiar
to be within
100 feet?
100 feet. Yeah.
Okay. Well, so it says in Find Familiar, while your familiar is within 100 feet, you can communicate with it telepathically. So I think that it can tell me and I can see what's happening.
Yes,
but I
you
can't tell
say,
it what to do.
Yeah. So right now it's just going off instinct of don't get eaten.
Yep.
I will do this. Roll 2d4s.
2d4s. First one is a 3. Second one is a 3.
Okay. At one point, it goes through this tent, and you see another figure in there that is smoking a pipe and chilling. Dark, cloaked. Seems like it would be armed. Looks of a similar setup to one of the figures at the campfire. And then continues darting its way until eventually it makes it out of camp. And once it reaches far enough distance away and the hound is still chasing it, you hear one of these whistles that I can't do from near the campsite. And the hound stops and returns.
Well trained.
Well, at least 10. 2 in a building, 1 in a tent, multiple outside, 2 in towers, 2 dogs.
So technically 2 hands worth? He wasn't far off.
Just not his hands.
Will be 3 for him.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Okay.
My hands are just as useful.
You're still here.
Of course I am.
Yeah, sorry.
Wait. He's still here.
I am wanting the spoils of war.
He's still here.
He's still here.
He's still here.
So
Yes.
I don't know what they are.
I like where your head is at. Please
I do
continue.
Yeah.
So here
He rolled a
we
natural 1 on his insight check.
I have a 19 to insight, and I don't know what y'all talking about.
we all said it in different tones too. It's just scary.
Are you surprised he's still here? He's been standing here this entire time.
I mean, we paid him for information. I thought he would have headed out, but if he wants to be a part of the plan,
What is planned?
well, and I'll say based on what Yasnip's been describing, if he hasn't been sketching it out in the dirt, I will, and just correct it based on anything.
That's fair.
Okay.
And it's really rough, so it's not gonna have every tent, because, it's unless it's been pointed out. So, realistically, this is the main problem. She kind of points at, like, the bigger square. So whoever's in there is very dangerous from what I can tell. But if a goblin went out there, how many people do you think would leave to go deal with it?
One.
Deal
dog.
with it?
Investigate.
Assuming that they know there's one. As I turn to
Assuming.
Yasnep.
I'll minor illusion a very quiet goblin laugh.
Okay.
We can make it seem like a whole lot more than just one goblin.
Oh, I could do that, and I use thaumaturgy.
Okay.
So, realistically, that is something that could trigger a bandit camp. Or
Prestidigitation and like shake some of the leaves
Yeah.
in our area. Yeah.
so, if everybody's within range, again, seeing one, people would naturally assume there's more behind it. They don't typically travel on their own, unlike this one.
Are we
If
just
they
trying-
see Clert, they shoot Clert.
But then you
Or-
run away.
Blurt is really good at not getting hit.
He is?
Yeah, you're small,
are
you're
wonderful.
fast.
I don't like this plan.
Y'all, I don't have life insurance for my employees.
Well,
It's okay. He
then
has
it doesn't
no extended family.
have
It's
to
fine.
be him specifically. Can't your illusion do other things?
Mm,
Can
but
it show a
can't-
person?
Can't move though.
I mean, it'll still be there.
Try.
What
can
is
also-
the are we just trying to get them out of the camp?
Well,
The goal is to try and disorient them, anchor them to one side of the camp, and give us a bit of a tactical advantage in
a chance to get
positioning.
in.
I
Yeah.
think we could do
If
that
that's the
without-
case, do we
Clert?
draw them over to this side, have all these people, and then try to go in and pick off the leaders first?
I
Not
don't know how
a-
strong that person is.
I can
That way-
handle it.
We could take them full strength instead of at the end, as these things tend to go.
What?
Not a bad idea.
We could set tent on fire.
That too.
Is a really bad idea. We are in a forest. Let's.
Also, these supplies
But-
are for the area. We don't want to ruin any of these supplies
Exactly.
Well,
for the people.
what if you just find the one that they've been sleeping in?
I think that's the building.
There hasn't been any like
Wait.
hammocks or anything in any of these, right, Matt?
The one that you entered that the weasel went through while running that had the one figure in it did
Yeah.
have
Hmm.
several cots.
Also, technically, I know you mentioned it being a forest, but can't you control that? It's not necessarily going to get out of hand if somebody stops it immediately.
I
think-
cannot.
But
But
I could keep it contained.
I could also pick a powerful one and do that thing I did with the wolves where it just attacks whatever's nearby.
that's also
Pit
not
them
a
against
bad
each
idea.
other.
Might be best on
So-
the leaders.
Hmm.
Yeah.
mm,
But if we're close enough, it's going to hit us anyway.
here's the thing. The moment we get surrounded, we're done for.
Yeah.
It's a numbers game. It's not an individual game. We need to manipulate.
So,
Can we draw any of them out and take them out one at a time?
that's what I was thinking.
2 or 3 at
I-
a time?
I
Again,
could
go ahead.
trap them.
Trap them?
Well, if you're trying to get them in all in one space, I could cast spike growth where they are, and we could just pick them off. But we can't get close ourselves. But that is an idea.
The problem is that we specifically are trying to create a diversion so that they move from where they currently are, so that we have an opportunity to get inside.
But the spike grove is a good idea once we get them over there. So
Exactly.
that's not a bad
Yeah.
idea at all.
We could
That is
seal
what
the
I
deal
was
with that.
referring to.
So that's a good idea. If
we
anything,
could go-
these guys, I'll kind of point at the fire. They might be the best shot anyway. There's more of them there.
If I could get one of them alone, I could charm him and convince him to tell some of the others that there was something they needed to investigate and pull a few of them off at a time.
There's the one that's alone on the western side.
I thought about that. Maybe perhaps he could pull, you know,
Hmm.
even one or two to investigate something.
I'm worried about the dogs.
I could take care of the dogs. They just need to be together.
Yeah.
That would be no trouble.
I feel like that would be more of an incapacitation than I don't want to kill a dog.
So here's the other question. Do we want to deal with them ourselves, or do we want to tell someone where they are?
They're planning to hurt somebody else.
Yeah, I'm not a
It's
big
my
fan
biggest
of that.
worry.
Also, they've got connections with the mob.
Mm-hmm.
If we let this lie and information spreads that they've found out where this camp is, it's going to be a lot of problems.
Yeah, you're right.
It's a risk, but I could go up to the one on the west side by myself and pretend to be lost or endangered or something.
I will just mention, I don't think that these people are very kind to women,
Mm-mm.
especially ones that may seem lost.
Matt, correct me if I'm wrong. This section isn't open, right? So any of the gaps in the fence are not actually
Yeah.
open.
The one up top where those carts are
This-
is.
Oh,
This
yes.
is open, but
But
these
the,
are these
all
empty
the other ones on the
sections are
side,
not.
yeah, no, they're not.
Mm.
Either entry
So-
is through a tower.
Basic online maps problems.
I mean, it's fine. I just wanted to clarify before we
Yeah.
Yeah,
schedule shit that's not there. So yeah, any of these gaps are not actually open.
correct.
So we need to keep that in mind.
Mm.
Okay. Well,
I could go to the northern side and try to do a little goblin distraction.
I really don't think it's a bad idea. And Claire doesn't have to actually go out there, but Claire can also sneak in and do some of his own sabotage if he wants to.
The reason why I suggested it was that if they see something physically, they're going
Yeah.
to feel more inclined to investigate. If we have illusions that can't move, that's not going to give us a whole lot to work with.
I think
Okay.
I could play with it quite well.
Okay.
So, realistically, hypothetically, Clerk could make some noise and run by. That would trigger somebody to look at it. Once that takes notice, you can put the illusion up coming out of somewhere, near somewhere, and get them to realize it's not the same goblin, and kind of just poof them around.
Mm.
I could also just make a really loud noise. It would sound almost like an explosion. And they'd hear it from 300 feet away, and perhaps some of them would go and investigate.
Both are good.
Mm-hmm. If
Should
we
you
do,
and I go to the north side?
I don't know that I want to split us all up.
We shouldn't.
if
What
we
was it,
do
Brightling?
the fake goblin plan, they might send, if they're anything like our trackers, they would send the dogs. We don't have dogs, we have ourselves, but the people with the best senses first to
Yeah.
track.
Mm-hmm.
So if they send the dogs out first, I could take care of the dogs.
Would they send
think-
both?
I don't know, but
Depends on how much noise we make.
Also, those dogs seem to be very well trained. They responded on the recall instantly.
well, I have a tendency to have a way with animals.
She can be very persuasive. I don't think it's a bad idea, especially because I'm not really inclined to be doing something to them. So if she can get them out of here, that would be ideal.
With respect, we're looking to get up and do something sneaky. I don't know if we can do it with you two. I'll look at Eowyn and Eclipse.
I mean, yeah, I'm all for
Definitely
sitting back a bit. That's not part of the problem. I can get up there pretty fast, so.
Not nearly as fast as that, so...
But I can distract until he gets there.
Lurton, I could go ahead. Maybe I can get one peeking out. Lurt can run. Try to lure the dogs out.
You'd be so far ahead of them, Clirt. You do such a good job.
Dog's fast.
But you're faster.
Roll a deception check.
We're gonna get this goblin killed, and it's gonna be on our conscience the rest of the
Goblin is
campaign.
not gonna die.
No,
This man's is a cockroach.
it's not allowed. Uh-oh.
28?
This goblin's gonna die.
What on earth?
And don't let him die.
Clirt blushes slightly.
Oh no.
Got him.
And seems to believe
Oh,
your compliment.
There are
This on
also
you.
trees, right? So, Claire, do you climb well? Dogs can't.
Clirt
Usually.
can climb if tree is easy to climb.
Well, we could select a specific tree for you in advance.
Hmm.
All you would have to do is get as far as that tree.
And then climb.
One that
Then
was
you'd be
specific.
fine.
We could even, put a rope up or something for you if that would be easier.
Clirt can try this.
I do have a rope.
Is strange group going to pay Clirt more?
You know how
Yes.
much money is
Yes.
in that camp, Clirt? At least
No.
10 gold.
He looks at his 8 fingers.
That's at least almost 3 hands worth.
That is much gold.
Mm-hmm.
More
That's
gold
so
than maybe all of Clirt's tribe. Clirt would be rich man.
You would be in charge. You would never have to do another day's work again.
Clirt likes this plan.
That's what I'd like to hear.
So, Yasnip, you can take him with. Have him try the tree. You can take my rope and set the rope up if you'd like.
I will wait at base of tree and try to get dogs under control.
Do you want to wait in the tree for extra safety?
Or
Or do you need to touch?
no, I need to be 30 feet away.
So you can
Or
hang out in
in
the tree.
distance.
Would you like to wait in the tree?
Yeah.
I can wait behind tree.
What if it doesn't work?
Yeah, I'm more worried if the dogs don't listen and then they go after you. If you're in the tree, again, dogs typically can't climb
Let
to
me
my
look
knowledge.
at this.
I could jump pretty good.
I mean, yeah, I'm
Maybe not
aware.
these ones.
I'm aware.
I have
But they
animal
gotta really
friendship,
fly
and
first.
then I have charm plants. They have to make a wisdom saving
plants?
throw. Charm plants and animals.
Okay.
You cut out after plants, and we're like, all right, all right.
I
The
stopped
flora
talking after
And the
plants.
fauna. Okay.
Slightly important part of the ability.
A bit.
Well, I read charm and there's animals, and then it says and plants, and I just read charm and plants.
Nailed it.
I'm in college, guys. I know what I'm doing.
Mm.
But it's a save of DC 16 wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
And then I have animal friendship, but that uses a spell slot. That,
So the first one's a cantrip?
but that's only on one animal, not two. The first one is just an ability.
Okay.
It's just a channel divinity.
And that's every. You said that's every.
That's every beast in 30 feet.
Well, again, if you want to just stay on the ground, that's fine. But if you want
I
to get
can
in a
stay
tree
in the
nearby,
tree.
Yeah.
I would also recommend that one of you be there to tie up dogs when they are charmed for a minute.
I could help.
Yeah.
So they don't run away.
Alright, Clairt and I go ahead.
Yep.
Do distraction. Clairt runs to you.
Yep.
Capture dogs.
Tie up dogs.
Attempt to deal with whatever happens after.
Yes.
Primary focus would be...
Here's a thought.
Mhm.
If the dogs don't come back, someone's bound to come looking for them, but perhaps not everyone. So we could pick them off that way.
I think that's a good plan.
So we all go
So-
north, but some of us go further.
So Brightwing, theoretically, with the dogs, can you tell them to run? To just go and get out of here?
Let me look at this spell.
How long would it last before they came to their senses and returned?
Oh, that's true.
If the creature fails its saving throw, it is charmed for you for a minute until it takes damage. While it's charmed for you, it's friendly to you and other creatures. So it's friendly to me, but I don't think it would listen to me.
Okay. I didn't know how much it would.
Right, but a friendly dog would let you approach and attach a rope.
Yes.
Yeah, so the tying up could still happen. I'm fine with
I
that.
think-
Okay.
I think
just
it should
wanted to
be
check.
And they would be
Out.
after they were tied up, they would be barking, so they would be making noise for them.
So they would still be a distraction.
As
Right.
if they caught
perhaps-
something. Or
Should
had
it be
something
out
cornered.
of ear range of the camp so that they don't hear them immediately enough to draw them out?
I-
It might,
mean,
that
cause
might
them
be
to
too
come
far
searching?
away for them to.
But if,
'Cause they
either way, if
called
they don't return, they'll come looking.
So
Yes.
what we can do is we'll make sure it works. If it does work, in that minute we can move them to 2 or 3 trees away, tie them up, so in case they get free, they still have some time before they get to us. Just leave them there for a bit, leave them with some jerky, maybe.
I kind of like the idea of them barking. They may think that they found something and come to look.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. So don't move them too far, just a tree or 2 away from where Clairt is,
And
where
it's,
Brightwing is.
it's a
If that
minute
doesn't
away
work,
from where we're at.
What?
That
If-
doesn't work.
if that doesn't work, then if after a few moments no one comes looking for them, then I could always try my big loud boom noise
Correct.
in the same area from whence the dogs came.
Yeah.
And then they would surely come looking.
I think that's a good idea.
I think
Okay.
dogs like this though are often handled, so I find it hard to believe that they would send the dog out and not follow
We'll see.
like shortly after. So I don't know. We just need to be ready for everything. Not
Yeah.
saying that will happen, but
Well, regardless, we can immobilize them somehow. If
Mhm,
in that moment somebody can grab a dog, tie it to a tree, keep it
mhm.
out of battle, is really the point.
yeah,
Even if
yeah.
it's going to be really angry about it. I would much rather them be out of the way than ripping into one of us.
I can handle angry. I can't handle snappy.
Exactly. So, I think we have a solid enough plan to start.
Mhm.
If it
Yep.
goes bad,
Play
do
by
what we
ear.
do.
Yeah.
Play by ear.
Clairt,
Yep. There it
here's
is.
here's your motivation. Are you ready? I need a little bit of help from you, really quick.
He brandishes his rusty dagger.
You want
Holding
to
it
kill
backwards.
something. Keep in mind, you have to be quiet for this. You want to kill something.
Ah.
What do you say when you want to kill something?
Ah!
Now, what do you say when you tell something that you want money from it?
Ah!
Exactly what I needed. I'm gonna minor illusion a little bit to match his tone,
Okay.
so I can store that idea.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Hell yes.
All right.
All right. Okay.
That's so funny.
Well, you all head to a tree.
Plan in place.
Yes.
Yep. So,
Okay.
So one more time, we're on the south side or we're on the northeast side already?
We're on the south
think-
side. I believe.
Southwest.
The plan is
Yeah.
to wrap all of us around, though, right?
So we are here.
But you
We
guys
are
stay
here.
further out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I'd say we'd probably be somewhere a little off the map up here then.
Mhm.
Because it. Yeah.
Somewhere off in this direction.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then I'm guessing this is where Yasnib and Klurt will be temporarily. And probably here is the tree destination-ish, if not a little more north of that, is the climb tree for dogs.
Oh yeah, definitely further back than that, but
Yeah.
in that area.
But in that general, so north of that.
Yeah, I was thinking like 100, like, you know, at least 100 feet or so.
Yeah, just so we're all on the same page of where we're gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
So it might be a little off map, but that's the general directions.
Okay.
So
You
that's the plan.
guys established a plan.
Yep.
Set it in place. And as Eclipse kneeling down over this drawing points out these last couple things, you hear and a small rolled up scroll, Eclipse, drops in your lap.
Okay.
What is happening?
I'm
Below
immediately
your
reading it.
knee. Okay.
Shit. What?
The handwriting looks familiar,
Okay.
and it reads, "The parties interested in our inquiries have become intrusively insistent. I am concerned. The consortium may not be safe. I need you back home. Also, if you have a friend with the ability to send mental messages, please let her know I apologize for my brusqueness, but I am not willing to converse openly to a mind I don't know or trust. Perhaps bring her with you on your return. Do not send too much information in your reply. Be safe and quick, please." And it's signed with your father's name. And that is where we'll pick up session 27.
Oh my god!
Okay. Okay.
We were
Okay,
about to have
okay,
some fun
okay,
goblin
okay.
shenanigans. And you
All right, look,
just
look,
dropped
look,
that.
listen. It's not that big a deal. 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 We're going there anyways.
Right.
We're just gonna speed up the schedule a smidge. Just a
Is Leah
smidge.
before Viliad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
We're in
We're
danger.
just gonna-
Don't
we're just
panic,
gonna
but we're in
press-
danger.
We're
Yes.
just gonna press fast forward on the travel montage part.
Yes. Yeah.
Remind
Like,
I'm
here's-
just up to
so
you
I'm gonna
guys
say
wanna
this
do.
now so that I don't
100 miles
forget.
away.
The message would be immediately handed to Faye so that she could read it.
Okay.
So you have also read that.
Okay.
We'll just...
Yeah, my feelings don't hurt. I get it.
Okay. All right. Session 26 in the books. Good stuff, everybody. Favorite moments? Anybody? It's a lot of animal stuff.
I got
That's-
crater to eat out of my hand, motherfuckers.
Fucking that 20
true.
crater, that was wild.
Oh, yeah.
Since I just was like, excuse me?
Yep.
Friendship.
Lucy
Friendship.
being a mascot
Mm.
was
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
fucking awesome. Not gonna lie.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was
Mhm.
good. I enjoy it.
Yep.
Oh my god.
I generally am just every time that I have to play animals for half the session amused. So
Yeah.
all of that stuff would fall on my list.
Yeah.
I think my favorite moment is more of like an over-encompassing favorite moment of the combination of us having sending and speak with animals and just watching Matt like slowly have to
Struggle.
like just
Yeah,
the
yeah.
panic of just
Yep.
who are they gonna talk to today? You don't know.
Yep.
We don't know. He doesn't know.
Yep.
Welcome to hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
worst possible combination of spells. Like we just need to speak with plants. It's fine. Everything's fine. Now
Yeah.
we just need teleport. Genuinely. And
Oh,
just
we would
ruin
fuck
his
your shit
whole
up so
day.
Oh,
quick with
boy.
teleport.
What are you prepared to say? Everything.
Mine was all of that, but more out of game of me just posting gifs and then waiting for Brian to see it, and then Brian make a smirk and smile, and then go back to
Yeah.
what he was doing.
I
It was
can't
just
resist.
a small pleasure tree of mine.
Yeah.
There's
can't
a lot of
resist.
good gifts today. There's a lot.
Yeah. A lot of small creatures.
For everyone that
Yes,
can't see
indeed.
it, a lot of individuals writing bear gifts.
Yep.
Specific, very
Mhm.
specific.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good
And
one.
owls.
Yep.
And weasels.
Lucy needs a
Yep.
hat.
And the beast.
Yeah, I feel like Lucy needs
the beast
some
was so
kind
good.
of.
Some kind of
I'm
indicator
not just a
that
wild owl bear.
that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can get her a fez.
You do have a bunch of.
Fez.
Oh my gosh.
How would it
Fez.
stay on?
We
It
can get
won't
her a
stay
fez.
on.
Oh, we'll
Well-
find a way.
We'll find
Yes, we will find a way. We will find out what you guys do about these bandits and potentially this message when we return in session 27 next time. Until then, see you later.